Hi again, everybody, and welcome into CTN's Game of the Week. We've got Friday Night Lights here at Holloway Field with the visiting Huron River Rats at the Pioneers. Kevin Bryant with me as always. I'm Nick Wisniewski. Kevin, you said you've got a stat for us, a number. I'd love to hear it.
1477. 1,477 days since Huron has won a football game, Nick. That is the number that Broderick Smith and the whole Huron coaching staff would love to change tonight, especially on this field, especially against those foes.
We'll see if that'll happen. Stick around for CTN's Game of the Week. Kickoff for the Pioneers.
That one is it's tough right now to see out there on the field right now with that blinding sun. I mean, last week we started off with a little bit of cloudiness, and now we have a little bit of way too much sun, folks. It's not your TV says. We'll get there in a couple minutes, though.
No, as that sun continues to set, it'll be definitely a different ball game. But as of right now, here we go, starting with Huron ready to scrimmage from about their 29-yard line. Off-tackle handoff right up to the 30. Maybe picked out about a yard on that one.
For the River Rats, Nick, they're going to really try to establish some continuity. You know, from not winning so long, they're really off to a good start this season, scoring more touchdowns than they've had, and they were just one play away in their opening contest from winning.
And here we go with second down here for the Rats. And you're right on, Kevin. It seems like the Rats are going to try to establish that run game early on, try to express some dominance here along those in those trenches.
Yeah, and one of the big players they're going to be trying to run behind is big number 78, Alex Dorr. That guy's about 6'5", goes real close to 300 pounds. That's the right tackle, and that's the side that they just tried to run to.
And again, they're going to try to get onto him early and often. Hopefully they can wear down that left side of the Pioneers defense. And they are returning a couple of monster players, the Pioneers, on defense.
And there's a trick play.
Trick play or just straight up busted play there. Ibrahim Joseph ended up with that.
Yeah, it looked like the Pioneers sniffed that one out pretty early, and the defensive end came in, or the outside linebacker, and really, Joseph was able to break one tackle, but couldn't get his feet going after that first, breaking of the tackle in the backfield, Nick.
Just seeing purple and black on that one.
So for Coach Bellers, great start for his defense, 3 and out.
Yeah, exactly what you want at home when you give away the kick. Flag on the play here.
And the Rats have to be very careful. They've given up turnovers on special teams play early in the season. It really costed them maybe an opportunity to win that first game of the season on a block kick.
Who was that one against?
I believe that was Dundee that they opened up against. Yeah, it looks like that was number 12 deep, Logan Jacobs for the Pioneers. I wouldn't be surprised, though, Nick, if they came after this one early.
No, why not? You're down in that end. Maybe a short punt there. Oh, Jacobs number 12 muffed it there. That was Logan Jacobs. He lunged forward on that one, but slipped right through the biscuit. Regardless, the Pioneers are going to start this possession with outstanding field position.
Went right through his hands. It looks like he took his eye off the ball right at the last minute, kind of tried to find out where the traffic was at.
He had a few Rats coming in front of him. I'm sure that was heavy on his mind as he was moving forward.
Now, Connor Easthope is the young quarterback, sophomore quarterback for the Pioneers. Let's see what type of style they come out with. I hear they're a passing attack happy offense.
And you can see Easthope right there looking to the sideline, looking for direction, kind of looking for some, whether it's the play or whatever it might be.
Yeah, I think they have one of those plays where they're going to check out the defense and then adjust maybe a run-pass option here.
A little pistol formation here for the Pioneers. See a close look at Easthope there. Just fires one deep. First opportunity. Just missed it. Just couldn't quite get under that one on the upper left side there.
McMullen was the intended receiver, and looked like it was a good ball there. Right again on the right on the pass, right on the fingertips. I'm trying to get out of my mouth. Can't get it there.
Really quick drop back step and pass for Easthope on that one. Yeah, he just launched it, and McMullen there just couldn't quite come up with that one.
Yeah, and that's one of those plays that you think that they've already called that one. We're going to go and take a shot early in this game, and let's get it to one of our fast receivers on the edge.
And that is kind of one of the interesting things, is because once again you see Easthope looking to that sideline, looking for his direction here. You would think they'd have these first series of plays drawn up already, although maybe Huron's defense is doing a little something different. Here we go, Easthope again. You got man in motion. Play whistle dead. Didn't see the flags on that one, but let's see where things are going to come out. Going to call a false start, illegal formation on the Pioneers.
Yeah, I think that has to be a false start. I'm not sure what the PA announcer's calling it, 2 different penalties, but I'm going to go with the first one, false start. That's usually a dead ball penalty where they'll stop play.
Great call. Great call. And here we go, 2nd and 15 to go now for the Pioneers. Easthope looking a little more comfortable, talking to his center right there, a couple of steps back.
Rats have a lot of players right close to the line of scrimmage, Nick.
And Easthope slings it right into the middle. That's an interesting toss there. I mean, it wasn't your full, strong arm throw right there. It was kind of a sidearm Matt Stafford kind of pass there.
Well, I mean, he's a big guy. He's tall, and maybe he's leaning a little bit more on bad mechanics right now. On that first throw, same kind of emotion, though. He really just flinged it out there, got to the sideline right in that pass. You're right. He flung it, but you saw that defender coming right in his face as well.
Had some pep on that throw, though. And here we go, 3rd and 15. Easthope once again talking to his offensive lineman. Maybe talking to his setback there. Instead of being behind him, he'll be directly to his left. Fakes the handoff. Nice little cutback for the wide receiver there. Makes a couple moves upfield. Mike McMullen seems to be a happy target for Easthope so far.
Yeah, and that was a nice bubble screen. You saw it set up where both the tackle as well as the guard pulled from the line of scrimmage and caused some openings for McMullen to pick up a couple additional yards after he caught the ball.
Caught a couple of nice blocks there as well.
Now you see Pioneer going for it on fourth down.
Hey, you're at home. It's Friday. You're against your rivals. This is what you got to do.
And you're in that in-between area.
Yeah. Yeah, too far to kick a field goal. Not really worth punting. Got 3 wide receivers set. East Hope rolls to his right. Under pressure. Slings it in there to his wide out.
Pass is complete.
Logan Jacobs there on the reception. And that will be a first down for the Pioneers.
Nice toss there from Connor Easthope. He takes his time, gets out of the pocket, and saw the receiver delivered a nice ball.
Great job running, throwing on the run as well.
So we've seen Easthope in the pocket, look standing tall, and moving outside the pocket. That's some good signs for a sophomore quarterback.
Oh, definitely. You got to love that. And here we go with 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line. Try that bubble screen again. Nice lead pass there. He scrambles, ambles in right to the goal line.
A little extra words after the game, after that play, right?
We're going to have a little hurry up here from the Pioneers. Not going to huddle it up. They're just going to go right back to it.
Pioneer first and goal from the 7.
First and goal from the 7-yard line now for the Pioneers.
The Rats are going to have to bring some pressure right now.
They went for that little off-tackle handoff there.
It's one of those plays just to keep them honest, I bet.
I think you're right. I think you're right about that. They've been slinging it around. They've been throwing. Don't want to get, or they don't want everybody just on their heels. So play one of those out there. But again, the Pioneers not huddling up. Pioneers trying to work this as quickly as possible. It's a lot of work for a young quarterback, trying to keep everybody straight, keeping his linemen doing what they're supposed to be doing, keep everything in his mind, and then executing what Coach Bill Bellers wants him to do as well. You see the count there from East Hope, rolls out to the right, gets a stiff arm on that man in front of him, and it's caught in the end zone. As Joel Pingle right there for the points for the Pioneers. And an early strike for Pioneer in this crosstown rivalry.
Well, you saw right there a young quarterback leading his team down the field in an opening drive, goes for it on fourth down, makes it, and now gets another touchdown pass. This kid is exciting, and for the next couple years, something to build upon over here for Pioneer and Coach Bellers.
The future looks bright. Here we go. Look at that. Look at that stiff arm on that D lineman that was all in his grill. Still had the presence of mind. Still had the strength
but
to
look where
pull
it's at.
back. Great play. Great play there.
Look where it's at. Right on his hands.
Yeah.
That's awesome play.
That was a great play. Great play by East Hope. Love to see that. Love to see that if you're Coach Bellers on that.
Ann Arbor Pioneer 6. Ann Arbor Huron nothing. 6:53 remaining. First quarter. Kickoff comment.
A tough start there for the River Rats, but I mean, spot on if you're the Pioneers, right?
Well, the River Rats, though, I mean, it seemed like they were getting pressure on East Hope a lot of times. Again, we just saw even on that last play, they were getting pressure at him. It was just a matter of he was making good decisions, and those defensive backs were kind of letting players get a little behind him, or at least a little bit of an opening for East Hope to get at him.
Yeah, and just on that first drive there, you can see how the Pioneers, they want to establish an up-tempo style, not a lot of substitutions from the defense, keep those players out there and get them a little fatigued.
No, I think you're definitely right. And with 6:53 here to go in the first quarter, it is 6-0 Pioneers. Pioneers getting ready to kick off.
Did you catch who the kicker was out there?
I did not. You got a story about that individual?
Yeah. I want to know which kicker, because Pioneer definitely has a couple kickers. We'll touch on that the next time.
Sounds good. And the kick is away. That one kind of scooted by there. The River Rats picked up their number 5, though. Got it moving.
Ball retrieved by Cameron Donnell.
Cameron Donnell with the eventual return. Actually made a little bit of something out of nothing there.
Another look at that touchdown pass here. You can see coming up underneath, wide open. And so there was a busted coverage there because the Rats looked like they were in a man coverage.
Yeah, I think you could be right about that. Happy accident for Pingnell, though. He gets the touchdown.
Yeah, good way to start the game. You saw him up there with his hands high, caught the ball at the peak.
And here the Rats will start their second attempt. Another quick off-tackle handoff there for the Rats.
It looked like there was a busted or a missed tackle because it was going to be a trap to the right side of the offense there, and there was a Pioneer defensive lineman that just shot a gap.
And again, that Pioneer defensive line has some strong experience, and they've also got a couple of sophomores on there right now. So it's a work in progress. Here we'll see the Rats go to the shotgun formation. 2 running backs to either side of the quarterback. Little pitch number 33 there. Nice move to get back inside the tackles, inside his blockers. And we've got some laundry on the field.
That's a late flag. I wonder what that flag's for.
Came in just kind of rolling, too. That really didn't have a lot of authority as it sailed in. Thinking possibly a face mask somewhere up front.
Yeah, maybe an inadvertent face mask right at the end there. You saw his head turn there.
Yeah.
Correction, Christopher Holmes on the tackle.
Still haven't gotten any sort of ruling on the field. Nobody's moving anywhere.
Yeah, but they're talking with the Pioneers, which leads you to believe it might be against. Oh, there's that call, Nick.
Face mask against Pioneer.
And it will be face mask penalty on the Pioneers. And now the Rats have a little momentum. They had a nice little run on that one, getting some extra yardage on that penalty.
Yeah, and as a team that's searching for their first victory of the year, all of these little victories add up. And that's what, for Coach Smith, that's what he wants to see. Moving those chains.
I believe that's number 2. Cobb back there now. Quick pass out to the left side. Nice move. There's Joseph once again receiving that nicely. He's got a quick step moving upfield.
Yeah, Joseph is one of the captains. At least he was out for the coin toss, so he's definitely trying to lead by example.
And that will be another Huron first down. 5:42 left to go here in the first quarter. You see that one again. Joseph gets there, slips through some guys, really makes that Pioneer defender work for that tackle, and still picked up an extra yard and a half on that dive forward. Starting out under center now. There was a little bit of a broken play there, kind of dropped it.
Yeah, one thing after you get the snap as a quarterback, ball security. And right here, after you're trying to fake he didn't have the ball right from the snap, basically. And if you don't have the ball, quarterback, don't try that fake.
And that's senior Dennis Simmons on the tackle there. He worked through 2 of his defenders, slipped through there, saw the best of his opportunity there, and got at the quarterback.
And Cobb, the quarterback now, he's definitely, he's an athlete, but when you're under center, you got to hold that ball.
You're right. Absolutely right. Here we see Cobb coming out of the shotgun now. Switch it up. Different looks here for the Rats. Little bubble screen there to Joseph once again. Makes the first man miss, but tackled there at the 35-yard line.
And Ty Hill, awesome job on the block right there. Gave Joseph an opportunity to make that first cut. Linebacker scraped in and caused him not to make that play, go for more yards. And you can see the semblance of a program now. Second year for Broderick Smith, and the Rats aren't making the silly mistakes that they made in the past.
No, you're definitely right. You got to minimize those. And again, you're just seeing a nice little drive here forming as well. They're taking 2-3 downs, but they're moving the chains slowly but surely up into Pioneer territory.
Last year we were seeing delay of game penalties. Really mental or pre-snap penalties.
There's Cott trying to work his way outside. Did get the ball away there. Mike Davis was your receiver, and he's telling him, move those chains, baby. He's excited.
Well, you got to have that type of attitude. You got to believe that you can win before you get there, and that's a great sign right there.
No, you're definitely right, and other players are going to pick up on that as well. Here you can see Kyle rolling right. Fires a missile right into him, right into his breadbasket. Takes 2 Pioneer defenders to knock him down, but again, not before he crosses that first down line.
And that's a difficult pass. I mean, it was in a small, tight window, put it right there, and the player caught the ball. Good job for Davis.
You see once again from the shotgun, the Rats hand off. Nice inside handoff there. I think that caught the Pioneers off guard as well. A little misdirection there for the Rats. We're seeing a lot of different looks from the River Rats so far. Going shotgun, coming from under center, little misdirection, those quick out passes to Joseph. They got a lot of things going on for them right now.
Well, the playbook is definitely open. And that's some hard running. You see the Rats, every time they're getting hit, they're breaking 1 or 2 tackles, and they're falling forward, Nick.
No, that's so right. I mean, it's so important for students at this level to keep those legs churning. Keep those legs churning. That's what they're always going to tell them. There's yet another handoff. No going on that one, though. He ran right into the Pioneer defenders, and there was no legs churning on that one. That was just a solid tackle there by the Pioneers D-line.
Yeah, that was all blown up from the start. That play wasn't going anywhere. Even the handoff was a little bit scary.
I think that was Commandus Hatch right there, another one of those seniors coming back from that D-line.
And that's got to be tough for the center, right? I mean, you're going from a quarterback up underneath, and then it's setting up. Sometimes it's getting 5 yards deep behind you.
That's a great call. I mean, the center needs to get into a rhythm as well, and it's really tough to do when you're constantly changing your looks and constantly changing what you're doing every single time.
What a guy trying to get in front of you and through you, too.
And here we see him working from the shotgun again. He got some penalty flags throwing. I'm going to say probably false start there on the Rats.
Big penalty on a 3rd and 5. Now it's going to be a 3rd and long. So that's definitely going to put Huron in more of a predictable down and distance.
You got to throw now. It's pretty much the idea.
And that's not really in the wheelhouse. We've seen them be successful, but I really like them when they're running downhill.
We'll see what Coach Smith dials up on this one. Looking from the shotgun. Got his man to his right. Close back, close blocker there. Oh, he's looking deep, too. Oh, big tackle coming in from the middle. That's David Corey for the Pioneers. Not sure exactly where he came from, but he came in hot.
I'm not sure where he came from, but I see where he went. I mean, you hit the nail on the head. Kyle looking downfield, looking for his second receiver, about to go to him, and hello.
No, you're definitely right about that. I mean, the River Rats up front did a nice job blocking those D linemen, but that middle linebacker came in there, and it was game over.
The Rats were just about to get over the 50. The Pioneers said, not so fast, young man. Did I get that right?
I think, yeah, sure. That's your thing now.
No.
1 minute left here to go in the first quarter. Time clicking down. The Rats will punt this one away, and another penalty. Flags down on the play. Could very well be a false start.
Well, you give us another 5 minutes and we'll see everything, Nick.
That sun will be down and we will be ready to rock and roll. You can see a couple of our officials there talking this one out. And we got a timeout by Coach Bill Bellers.
Now, that's different. Wonder what precipitated that.
You know, again, maybe he just wasn't happy with his personnel in there. Maybe initially they were going to try it for big protection. Maybe now they'll go after it. I guess we'll see.
And we didn't even get the call on the penalty yet, so not sure if there was too many men on the field or something. But they don't pick those penalty flags up, from what I'm told.
Not too often does that happen. But again, you're right. I don't see anybody moving one way or another as far as the chain gang is concerned. So I guess we'll, like you said, wait and see when it comes out of the huddle here.
Yeah, if I'm the Rats, you're looking for a very good kick out of this. Flip this field right now. They've been playing on their side of the field. They were able to get a couple first downs. Be a great job if they can pin the Pioneers deep.
Yeah, 100%. That's a great point. You know, there's something they could hang their hat on with that drive. And now, like you said, if they can flip this field, come up strong on defense here, you never know where they could be on the next possession.
And you're right. It looks like the Pioneers do have some players off, maybe trying to think that this might be an opportunity for a fake punt.
Yeah, definitely more of a protect, keep an eye on things. There's Logan Jacobs there. Fair caught. Fair caught about the 35-yard line there, and that's where the Pioneers will begin their scrimmaging.
It's a little over a 30-yard kick. Not bad.
Yeah, totally. Completely acceptable. Completely acceptable for the high school ranks.
Now, if you're the Pioneers, you know that arm's been resting over there on the sideline. Do you break it out right here, or do you, ride maybe some of the clock?
Again, it's still only the first quarter. It's still only 6-0. Why move away from what was working so well for them in that first series?
Agreed.
Air it out. You can see East Hope discussing things with linemen once again. Maybe snap count. Keeping a close eye on his running back to his right. 3 wide receiver set. There's that sling again. Up and out. Nice toss. And it's going to be moving. Can he get him? He cannot. And that will be touchdown Pioneers. That's Logan Jacobs one more time. He found his way right underneath that ball. One man to beat after that, and it was just green in front of him.
What a throw. Another throw right on the money from East Hope. You can see it right here. 2 steps back, he identifies where he's going and lets it fly.
Great pass. Jacobs had to take a quick stop to come back to it, but didn't really matter. He had his man so far beat. Plus, once he turned around, it was game over. He turned on the afterburners.
Afterburners, but East Hope had another guy right in his face. That's why I said it was such a good toss.
Yes, absolutely. You've got the extra point, the point after attempt here for the Pioneers. Rats got in on that quick. They had a whole handful of Rats. Blocked kick, so the Rats got something to hang their hat on that one. 12-0 only Pioneer. You can see that lower half of the screen. Oh, here's that touchdown again. Just that whip up and under.
Hey, did he look like another 18? A guy that does a lot of commercials right now.
I don't know who you're talking about.
I mean, the guy gets out there. Look at East Hope next time when they have the ball. He looks over to the sideline.
Yeah.
I think I heard Omaha.
The way he gets in, talks to his lineman that way.
Yeah,
calms everybody.
I mean, he's been watching some football.
I'm sure he'll take that comparison all day long.
Well, we heard a lot about East Hope before we got here, and he's living all up to the billing, Nick.
Oh, the hype seems real right now. Again, seems to have a really good eye for where his receivers are going to be. I mean, the big thing about that throw, other than, like we mentioned, he had that guy in his face, I mean, he knew exactly where his receiver was supposed to go, and he got it there. He launched it.
Well, I like this. He's going downfield. He's killer. That's the second downfield pass he's thrown. Both of them on the money.
Yeah, if you can pick on those opposing defensive backs, you're going to have to do it all day long. Kicks away, the Rats return. Tries to cut it up middle a little bit. Goes off his blockers to the right. Keep moving, keep chugging along. Jalen Matthews, the big return for the Rats there, and he's hyped.
Yeah, and it didn't look like he was going to be motoring too fast. He had that ball high and tight, and I was like, put it in gear, put it in gear. Look at him right here. But he really did a good job of following his blockers, Nick.
Yes, I was just going to say, like, he did an excellent job. Right here, you can see that hole opens up for him. Breaks through it there, keeps going, keeps following his guys. Didn't need to go speedy fast because he just kept following along.
And a good job from those guys out there doing the blocking. You can see in that replay, they were blocking not 1 or 2 times. They were blocking till the whistle.
And you see what the Rats can dial up here. First down. Cobb back, and he's going to go long. He's got a man streaking deep. Oh, and he caught it. He got that one. That's number 7. That's Ibram Joseph one more time.
Wow, we said Joseph is one of the athletes for Coach Smith. He's showing out right now.
Oh, he was flying. He beat 2 men on that as well. They're going to want to hurry it up. Joseph said, let's go, let's go, let's go. He's right on with that. There you see, waits for the move to be made. And there it is, drops it right in the basket for him.
Big toss, too. Over 40 yards in the air. Throw another 10 yards because it's to the sideline.
Now it's 1st and goal from the 9-yard line for the Rats. They've got a whole host of plays for them to choose from right here, right now. Little misdirection fake there on that pitch out to the right side.
The Rats are feeling good about themselves. And Pioneer, I mean, for them, they scored so fast, but what a roller coaster they're going through right now, right?
No, you're definitely right about that. And that will do it for this first quarter of action here at Holloway Field. And we're going to take a quick break, but please stick around for CTN's Game of the Week.
wish there was some place I could watch my favorite local TV shows. Whoa! Ah! Cool, where am I? I want to know! What is this place?
You are in a computer terminal.
Who said that?
I am the god of computers, electrical devices and social media interfaces.
This is awesome!
I heard your wish and granted you access to my terminal.
Whoa, really? I've always wanted to be inside one of these things. So what's next?
Visit CTN's and the City of Ann Arbor's streaming and video on demand 82gov.org/watch CTN.
This is awesome! What do I do there?
Here you can watch city meetings, community-produced programs, school board and education programming, and a whole lot more.
Yes! This is great!
The live streams include CTN's 4 channels: government, public, educational, and community. Just click the sidebar for the channel you prefer and click play.
There's 4 channels here. I can watch 4 channels. Cool.
For video on demand, go to youtube.com/CTN Ann Arbor to find your favorite show, scroll through the mini playlists, or simply use the search bar to type in the name of the program.
Are you kidding me? I wish I knew about this earlier.
Visit 82gov.org/watch CTN for CTN live streams and video on demand.
That's great. Now I can go tell my friends once I leave. So, how do I get out of here?
Goodbye.
Hello? How do I get back to my life? I've got stuff to do. I mean, hello? Hello? Okay, I mean, I thought there'd be more to my life, but this is it?
And welcome back, everybody. Here we go, the second quarter action with the Rats in striking distance.
Boy, that's a whole host of Pioneers on that tackle, Nick.
Yeah, I don't know, not fooling anybody, just no push up front there.
Well, I was about to say something, then I caught myself. I was about to say this is definitely 4-down territory, but with the Pioneers missing those extra points, you can put a 3-pointer on the board and only be 1 score down.
You're definitely right about that, but again, when after that play, after that long play they've got, I don't know if they'd want to settle for 3 at this point. Again, on the road against an opponent, that almost feels like leaving points on the board.
And they
as
would
well.
still be 1 down. Yeah. I got to check math. That wasn't my best class.
We don't know math well. That's okay. There we see him turn away out of that play action pass into several Pioneers there.
Yeah, and that was just a great play on the outside by the linebacker, Lee, coming in, and he just busted that play up.
And now here we've got 4th down, and this would be a long-ish kick, so now once again, might be going for it regardless.
Yeah, that's some great defense from the Pioneers, stepping up after that long pass.
Yeah, not an enviable position for the Rats here and now.
Yeah.
2 wide receivers set, max protect. They don't want anybody getting in on their quarterback here. Cott takes a quick toss into that corner for Joseph. Oh, Joseph gets a hand on it. But to no avail.
Yeah, a little contact. That was good defense, though. Timed it very well by going up and meeting the ball right when the receiver went up for it.
And a stout defensive play there by the Pioneers gets that turnover, and they will take over on their 15-yard line. I mean, he knew he was going the whole way. He knew who he wanted. He knew that was going to be back in that corner.
And there's a lot of handsy play from both players there. Good call, I think, from the official by not going in the pocket.
Best call is the no call on that one. I think you're right. Pioneers will start out here once again in that pistol formation, in that shotgun formation. Another long sling there for wide open Pioneer, and he gets under and he catches it, and no one is going to get anywhere near him. He is going to prance into the end zone. That is Michael McMullen one more time with an extraordinarily long touchdown for the Pioneers on first down.
Man, Easthope's going to have a short night at this pace.
Now, you're completely right. I mean, at this point, they might take him out after the first half if this keeps going.
I mean, look at this. I mean, this is the easiest pass all day, though.
Oh, but I mean, it's still well executed. He took 2 steps back, planted those feet, chucked that ball. McMillan got right underneath of it, and he was gonzo.
Well, you saw how when there's no one in Easthope's face, how he can deliver a ball right in stride.
Well, I mean, if there is someone in his face, we've seen him deliver balls in stride right now.
Omaha.
You'll see the Pioneers, what they're going to pull out here. If maybe they go for 2, or they're going to try to kick the extra point here.
Looks like they're going to try to even things out.
Yeah, abandon the kicking game at this point. Handoff left. Nice blocking ahead, but the Rats saw that one coming. Nico Harris, nice opportunity there. Nice try, but not quite. Didn't have the blocking on that one.
Strap that helmet up a little bit tighter, man.
10-17 remaining first half. Ladies and gentlemen,
Nico Harris 2 weeks ago in a victory over St. John's had 3 touchdowns in a 27-26 victory for the Pioneers. You'll see this one last time again. Gets there, sets, just perfect leg action. And man, he got some air under that one.
Yeah, where's some help at? If that safety's on, I mean, if that corner is that far off, it looks like he was looking like, where's some help out here?
Well, I mean, even the receiver kind of looked back like, are you it? Okay, let's go.
Yeah, and great read there by Easthope to definitely find the receiver. Sometimes you don't see the open receiver. Put it right on him.
No, I think he was looking for him the whole way. He seemed like he took
Yeah,
those 2 steps back.
off.
I think he was just dialed into that player. That's what I think.
Well, he was so wide open.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And now with an 18-0 lead, the Pioneers will kick off from the 40-yard line. The Rats could definitely use another one of those nice returns like they got on the last opportunity.
Yeah, it really helped out the entire drive. Set them up well.
Little squib kick there. Joseph picks it up, though. I think after that little bit of a fumble there, I think his blockers kind of broke down. He didn't really have a lot of places to go after that one.
2 good things, though, for the Rats, and I keep going back to the Rats because we look at their, the progression for the last couple years. They've changed coaches. They have more players on the team now, so they're able to practice better. So now it's a progress. It's a marathon and not a sprint, and you can see that Roderick Smith is the coach for this team. B, because he's getting these players to do different things, but they're growing as a program, Nick.
No, you're definitely right about that. You can see it, like you mentioned, within the last few years, you saw just a lot of disjointed plays, broken plays, penalties, sloppiness, and that's definitely not been the hallmark of what the Rats are doing here tonight. Nice play there, getting around that outside edge and continuing forward. That's Mako Hall on the carry there.
And he ran through the defender, and looks like it may be an injured player for the Pioneers on that.
You can see that run by Hall again. Little handoff right there, waiting for it. Nice head of speed. Broke that first tackle.
And he's a big cat, too. So, I mean, not just up top, but he's got some big legs. So that defender kind of ran his head right into that big thigh.
Yeah, strong runner. They got that bowling ball mentality. He'll happily follow his blockers.
And the Rats have been running hard. They run the ball hard.
Give it back to him, another handoff inside there. A little less success on coming through the inside there on that off-tackle handoff.
Huron gets here a first down.
Even though that's the identity of the Rats, they're not changing. They're going to still, no matter what that scoreboard looks like, let's go what our playbook tells us to do.
Well, and it is still early in the year. We've mentioned Huron is 0-3 this season, so they're building towards later in the season. They're trying to build progression through the season, obviously. It's not that they don't want this one. It's not that this one's over by any means either. but they need to keep working out what they're working out.
Yeah, in every game that they've been in, they've had a lead in a game, and they've had a very good second half. So definitely this contest isn't over yet.
No, not by a long shot. Another handoff, kind of looking the same way. And there, the Pioneers were absolutely ready for that one. That D-line broke through and waiting for Hall with open arms on that one.
Hall's got some bounce in his step jumping out of that pack.
He does. He's ready for it again. I mean, he's got it 3 straight times. He says, hey, give it to me a 4th.
And that's a testament to the coaching staff. The Rats definitely have good attitude out here.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You gotta motivate your players. You gotta keep them happy. You gotta keep them dialed in. 2nd and 10 now for the River Rats. See where they go, if they go to Hall again or they opt out to one of their wide receivers. They got 2-man set out there. Fake to Hall. Little quarterback read option. Oh, look at that. Little trickeration there to Joseph. Joseph was the catch. He's got one man to beat, and there's going to be no one near him. River Rats counter. Great play. Big smile on my partner's face in here.
Throw your hands up in the air. Touchdown, River Rats. That boy Joseph, my goodness.
Just legs for days. I mean, that dude runs like that little play-action pass there. We go into the quarterback read option, and Joseph wide open.
We've been talking, about East Hope. How about that throw there by Ka? I mean, he had a man right in his grill.
No, you're completely right about that, and he waited till the very last second, which is what he needed to do to draw those defenders in, toss it right over them. Joseph gets that, and he's off to the races.
Who was just saying that this game is not over? I think that was you, Nick.
Obviously, these games are so much more fun when they're close, when they're contested, but both of these squads have something to play for and are having a good time on these ends.
And that's old school smash mouth football for the River Rats. Say, run, run, run. They brought that safety up, run past option. He's going to let it go. Touchdown. Good play call in there for the River Rats.
Completely true. Nothing better than play action than that quarterback read. There's slippery business right there. Tyree Hill almost got away from about 4 would-be tacklers there. Couldn't slip off that last one. But regardless, here we have a ball game.
Yeah, and you have one team that's just throwing, over the fence every single time, and another team that's just plotting away. It's like the tortoise and the hare right now.
Here we go. Here we see that throw. Look how open he is. Again, he drew in all those Pioneer defenders there. Took a little something for himself at the end also. But I'm sure he wasn't feeling that as he got that ball away. And as he's on the turf, he looks up and he sees his man getting that end zone. He's pretty hyped.
Well, I guarantee you Coach Bellers and the entire Pioneer defensive staff right now is talking to the players. 7, we got to keep an eye on him.
Well, and it's crazy. I mean, they should know that ahead of time, which I'm sure they do. But, again, it was just such a well-executed play. Run, like you said, run, 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 run. You get going, you get moving on the balls of your feet, and then all of a sudden there's a guy behind you.
It's a good shot right there of the coaching staff. And, still being up on the scoreboard, there's some bewildered looks over there on that sideline.
Yeah, I think they're trying to figure things out, trying to talk out exactly what went wrong, and absolutely they want to completely make sure that they don't fall for that one again.
It feels like the temperature just dropped, maybe about 10 degrees when that sun went over the back of the horizon there.
No, I think you're right about that, and thankfully that's a good thing because we're going to have a breeze up here now as well. That one's picked up there by the Pioneers. Nowhere to go. Nowhere to go. It's Michael Gomley on that one. Seemed like he was looking upfield trying to make a move, and before he knew it, he had 2 rats all in his face.
Yeah, and we heard the little cheering section coming out of the River Rats side. Something that haven't heard in a while.
No, the Rats are here in force. As it should be. There we see some of the River Rat faithful right there.
Yeah, student section showing up strong. That's good to see.
And they're still piling in, too.
Cheerleaders out there. But right now, what's facing the Huron defense is 18.
And they've seen a little bit of everything from East Hope, so they're not really sure where this one might be going. Quick little screen pass to his up man there. Pick up about 4 or 5 yards. 5-6 yards probably.
Yeah, Danico Harris again. You were just talking about him, how he blew up last week. One of the favorite targets of East Hope.
And he's got that quick step as well. I mean, again, he took 1 step forward, led him perfectly, caught that on the run, and was moving forward.
Yeah, and it's like the coaching staff has plan A, plan B. Option A, option B, get rid of the ball. keeping it simple for the young quarterback.
And 2nd and 5 here for the Pioneers. Not too much rush in their offensive game planning. They want to make sure that everybody's on the right page, everybody's doing what they're supposed to do. East Hope, the hard count, pulls back, and he's going to fire it away. I'm not sure if his player just didn't get there in enough time, or if there's a little bit of miscommunication as to who was going where. You see the wideouts there both discussing that one. I think maybe they weren't sure exactly what was going on that play.
Good defense, because you saw the Rats didn't allow anyone behind them, but you're right. It seemed like 2 receivers in the same vicinity. That's an error by one of them, and maybe even a good decision by the QB by overthrowing everyone when he sees that confusion.
No, that's a great call, because that could have been a very costly error, because there were a lot of Rats back there. There was a lot of white jerseys. We see East Hope once again from the shotgun, just winging it out one more time. Overthrows his receiver by about 2 steps on that one, but again, East Hope is not scared to show off that cannon.
Yeah, he's a little bit right happy. He's throwing to the right the last 4 times. He keeps throwing to the right side. I wonder if the Huron coaching staff is going to maybe shade a safety over that way, because they're playing man, but the Pioneers are still getting behind the quarterbacks over there.
Well, and again, as a righty, he's not going to want to throw across his chest too much. They want to make this easy on him, but again, when you're winging it out like that, and there you see just short, just a couple of
A little bit more
yards
air.
too long,
He needed some more air to let the receiver run up under that ball.
That's number 3, Tyree Hill, coming off right now.
Doesn't look like he's too banged up there, really.
Now we'll get him on the sideline, get him some water. It's still pretty warm. Make sure that there's no tightness in those muscles, and he'll be ready to go.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, this is the 4th game of the season already. It seems like it's going too fast. You're almost at the you're basically at the halfway point at halftime to that.
Yeah, that's life. That's how that's going quickly.
Well, they used to start sports, right after Labor Day. This year, we had games that were starting, I believe, right around the 23rd, 24th of August. They had games going across the street here in the big house. Yeah.
Earlier and earlier, as that one gets punted away, takes a very favorable Pioneer bounce. Going to roll right about to the River Rat 30-yard line, and that's where Pioneer will touch it, and that's where the Rats will begin their next series.
Well, good series for the River Rat defense. And, 3 and out, that's something they haven't done. So you come down and you score a touchdown, you send your defensive unit out there. Coach Smith has to really be feeling good about himself.
No, you're definitely right about that. Again, they Pioneers took their strikes downfield, but couldn't quite find their players on that one. But you're right. I mean, everybody was covered. There's lots of white jerseys around those balls this time. And now with Huron with an awful lot of momentum coming into this series. Ka in the full-on shotgun. Got a couple of backs right beside him. Handoff once again goes outside. Ooh, a couple of big hits there by the Pioneers.
Again, the Pioneers are bouncing off of those big legs. I mean, he's got 34. He reminds me, I'm old school. You're going to have to get out the Google machine, folks. Earl Campbell.
That's a great reference, absolutely. And yeah, I mean, Hall has a little bit of that look to him. He's strong, he gets low, but those Pioneer defenders hit even lower.
Yeah, but you see that they're going down low. I want them to wrap up. See what you hit.
Yeah, don't just fling yourself. You gotta wrap up. You're completely correct about that. Yeah, any old school coach will talk to you about that at any given time. You see a couple of wideouts high there for the Rats. It sure seemed like Ka just bumped into his own player. They looked like 77 kind of gave him a little bit of his own business there.
Yeah, I think the pressure by Simmons caused the play to get blown up in the backfield because it looked like Ka was looking for the slot receiver on a little bubble.
No, you're right, but I think it was a wad just kind of bumped into him. Here we see that last run there by Hall. No, you're totally right. Both of those players just launched into him. And then that cheerleader almost got some business too.
Well, and that's how you can injure yourself as a defender. You want to have your head up and you want to see things before you hit it because you can as easily hurt yourself as well as hurting the other player.
Completely true. 100% you're completely correct on that. Ka from the shotgun, nice reception there. Quick little screen pass to Joseph, of course, his favorite. pulled down there by the Pioneers, though. Getting that quick step, almost got by him. Pioneer defender had got a hold of that jersey, though, and pulled him down.
I think that was Grumley. I want to say number 9, maybe, for the Pioneers inside. He caught up to Joseph before Joseph could put it in second gear. And a great job by the Pioneers coming back. This is a nice little slugfest we have going on, Nick.
Back and forth, back and forth. Here we got 4th and 9 here for the Rats. They'll be punting away. You can see Logan Jacobs once again. Just an integral part of this Pioneer team. Play some wide out, play some strong safety. Returns kicks. Nice fair catch, well played right at the 50. Made that fair catch signal, called for it, got down to one knee to receive it just perfectly. Great play.
Well, you learned from the first one, right?
Mm-hmm.
The first fair catch, I think, or I don't know if it was a punt or a kickoff, but he muffed it a little bit. I think it was a punt, and he came up that time, didn't take his eyes off the ball.
Yeah, he wasn't lunging forward. He just got himself under it. Nice catch.
Again, you see 3 receivers to the top side of the Pioneer offense on top of the screen, and that's exactly where East Hope has been looking, either for the quick slant or really the fade.
Great call. We'll see if we see that one more time, or maybe he will go crossbody down to that receiver down low, or they could just hand it off for a change. Nah. There's that deep throw to that player down. Great defensive effort there by the Rats. Oh, but there's a flag on that play.
Oh, we're going to have to get out the CTN replay on that one because it looked like great timing as the defender got there. Was that Joseph right when the ball got there? Let's see this.
Yeah, let's see that ball goes up. We're going to try to catch up there. I don't know about that one.
I mean, he did come out of the screen. We may have seen some holding, but they're going to call pass interference, and you really... I mean, that's a very questionable call, Nick.
I mean, I agree. It seemed like both of his hands were up. There was definitely contact. We can't deny that. But it didn't seem like he was even looking at the receiver. It seemed like he got near him. He put his hands up. It seemed like he got it away.
Yeah, it didn't look like the 2 players' bodies were even tangled.
No. And again, that flag came down from the corner judge, so he saw something that we did not on that play. And the Pioneers are going to do their best to take advantage of that River Rat misstep. Now we got the double wide receiver set low once again. And finally, a handoff for the River Rats going low where those 2 wide receivers were blocking. A couple of yard pickup there.
And Nick, right at the beginning of the play, you saw even the defensive end, I think it was Matthews, peel away. And we're trying to take one more look at this very questionable call. Where's the contact?
I mean, again, Four's...
Where's the contact?
Four had great position. I mean, shoulder was in him a little bit, but
his shoulder wasn't in him. Not even a little bit. That was a bad call. That was a bad call.
It could have been better.
Yeah, it was a bad call. I mean, that was a real bad call.
Referees, I'm trying for you guys. I'm trying for you, Zebras. But that wasn't ideal. No. East Hope rolls out to the right off a 1-foot deep high throw to that player up there.
There was more contact on that play right there than the bad call.
That's definitely.
And that's what I'm saying. As an official, all we want you to be is consistent.
You can see East Hope once again kind of skipping a throw there. Just a little past the outstretched arms.
A lot better protection for East Hope now, too. You can see how they brought a running back in to help on that defensive end that was crashing in on him. And we got 3rd down here from the 32-yard line. Let's see where East Hope pulls out this one. Yeah, and this is a down the distance, Nick. They don't really have to get a first down because they can go for it out here on 4th. Oh, definitely 4-down territory, 100%. Screen pass there to his top receiver. Makes a couple of men miss. Makes more guys miss. And there you go. The Rats finally do wrap him up and pull him down. That's solid defense by the Rats. Again, first couple of players did make those misses, but they stuck with him. They didn't just sit there and watch. Everybody went to the gang tackle situation. Yeah, and on the replay there, you could see, I think it was 41, Kasim Hudson, Ball went right over his head. I didn't even see him jump at all, and it looked like he had an opportunity to either deflect that ball, that pass, or at least cause East Hope some trepidation with throwing the ball. Let's look at this. He just walked in the backfield.
Right.
Like, hello.
And we got 4th and 3 for the Pioneers here. We'll see what they dial up on this. Might be dialing up a false start on the offensive line there. Yeah, that one's a no-brainer.
A very disciplined team. We haven't seen a lot of flags from the Pioneers.
No, and I think that definitely does go down to Coach Bellers getting his guys ready, but East Hope keeping them calm. Again, making sure everybody knows what they're doing, what their assignments are, every single play.
And that's tough when the linemen have to get out there and stay in that stance for like 10, 15, 20 seconds before the ball snaps.
Oh, sure, I'm not doing that.
You could do it.
Maybe. Nice inside handoff there to number 6. Good misdirection play on that one. And it's just a great play. Chugs forward, gets that first down for the Pioneers.
Great call. I mean, a counter play. This is awesome. All action going to the left.
And then Chadwick gets it. He follows his blocker initially, then turns it outside. Nice job running him out of bounds there, but a little too late.
Looks like they were trying to go hurry up for the Pioneers, and Huron wasn't ready for that action.
And the timeout is called. With 3:13 left to go here in this first half. You got a quick look at the Rats. White unis and those very unique helmets that they started to wear last season. Last season, right?
Yeah, a little different look out of the River Rats, and it kind of looks like it's supposed to be the rat helmet there, or a rat hat.
Rat hat.
Rat hat.
Okay, like it. Like it.
Pioneers really have changed around their jerseys as well too. Used to be nice and solid purple. Now we got a little bit of new school colors over there.
And the way the numbers are set up there as well has that little bit of a slashing look to it, like you might see from the Patriots or the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have been doing some things like that as well.
Well, they're PA friendly for the guy up there, as well as announcer friendly for us.
Exactly.
Nice
right.
and large.
Yes, exactly right. Can't miss it. Can't miss it from up away. But here in CTN's Game of the Week, we get you close. Look at that close-up. Look at that close-up of those guys. No doubter, those players, those numbers right there. And here we got East Hope from the pistol. Players in motion. 2 steps back, whizzes it right into the middle, right across the slot, right there. It's Danico Harris right there.
Danico Harris is trying to do exactly what he did last week. I hope you had him on your fantasy team.
Harris, great play cutting in the middle. I mean, again, great read there by East Hope. Nobody there.
Well, it was a good call coming out of that timeout, too. Same action as the play before, so for the River Rat defense, their eyes are looking at the motion. Let's think about the counter. And then East Hope comes right over top on that skinny post.
And so many times we've seen them go to the outside, go along those outside yard lines, and now they just went inside in that slant. And here we got a kicked extra point here for the Pioneers, and that one is good.
And number 27 for the Pioneers is one that we were hoping that would get a little bit of FaceTime. Is that Tamia?
Sure.
And she, Brettenberg. Yeah, Tyranny I was speaking with Tyranny's dad before the game. He told me all about her joining the team. She went through an entire two-a-days with this squad. She's a soccer player. And check this out. Not too many players can say I'm playing football and I'm also on the diving team.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a double up.
Yeah, she's definitely got that soccer foot right there. Got that one through. We see that touchdown one more time. East Hope really calm, composed in that pocket. Waits for his man, waits for that to go exactly where he needs it to be. Finds it cutting through that slant in the middle. Great pass.
Well, even his hand play on that, you saw him get the ball. He did a fake to the running back, sets his feet, stands tall, delivered a good ball. He's been playing quarterback for a lot of years. This isn't new to East Hope, but on this level, he's starting to get comfortable. And folks, that's scary for a lot of defenses out there.
No, that just shows how dangerous he can be, and who knows, sky's the limit for that young man as of right now. 25-6 kickoff here to the Rats. Just under 3 minutes to go. Jalen Matthews with the return, coming up just past the 30-yard line.
Big drive coming up now for the River Rats, because if you want to take some good feeling and some good momentum into the locker room to keep this game within reach, you got to put points up on the board. Not even just a touchdown. You got to put points on the board.
And the Pioneers are going to get the ball at halftime as well, so that's something they want to eat up some clock. And like you said, hopefully end up with some points here before this one's all said and done in this first half.
Well, and you don't want to get East Hope another chance behind this with the ball in his hands, because he's sniffing the goal line.
No, he's been money all night long. You got a little bit of a muffed catch there, a little toss away. I feel like that'd be an inadvisable throw on that one again. After that one hit his hands, after it hit the dirt, picked it up and still tried to chuck it out there.
Well, ball security, right when you get the ball, we're talking about the difference between the two quarterbacks, and right there, that's one of the things, is you saw East Hope, he gets a center snap out of the shotgun, might not be right in his hands, but he's catching it clean. And for Kai, he's got to grab that ball, squeeze it to let the play develop.
But again, I mean, dangerous proposition tossing that guy out there. He might have been better off just eating that or just trying to see what he can do with his legs.
Yeah, because when you toss it out, that's twofold. It's going to stop the clock, and that might let East Hope get back out there.
That's a great call. You got Kai composed, gets that one out. No, nothing doing. And the ball squirts loose. Pioneer picked it up.
I think I heard a whistle. I'm hoping I heard a whistle.
I don't know if there was a whistle, but I'm pretty confident that his knee was down before that ball popped out. But again, that one wasn't fooling anybody.
A lot of time on the clock, so for the Pioneers, they don't even have to start considering to use a timeout. Again, that first down incompletion, you're going to look and save that ball. See, that's why I was saying, Nick, he might not have been down, but I heard a whistle because the forward progress may have been stopped.
That's a good point.
They can't go to the booth. They're trying to call a timeout and go to the booth. Wait a minute. Whew. We don't have
no booth.
Thank gosh.
Booth. That is thankful for the River Rats, because that sure looked like that one squirted out there.
That was close, right? It's a great shot from our camera staff on that.
Here you can see this one more time again. That guy's coming out.
It was ripped out. It was ripped out. You saw the defender rip his hands out, and that was a good job of stripping.
And when you've got two defenders making a play like that, you kind of have one guy wrap him up, and the other one's just punching like crazy to try to get that ball loose.
Was that a makeup call from the same vicinity where we saw the questionable pass interference call and the same sideline as the Huron coaching staff? I'm sure they were working him after that call, right?
That's what you have to. No, I'm sure. No, that doesn't.
Oh, come on,
that
really?
Doesn't go on
really?
I don't think that happens.
Better be. Yeah, I'm sure they were in his ear.
Of course. And now 3rd and 11 with 2:54 to go here in this half.
So I wouldn't be surprised if Huron kept it conservative here and go on the ground after Pioneer burns one timeout. Make them burn another one.
Or maybe just try another one of those bubble screens. They've had a little bit of success with that. Maybe get the ball to Joseph again in that rep. Yeah, what do we know? Toss right up through the middle. Incomplete to Mike Davis, I believe, there. He was jumping around asking for a penalty flag, but I don't think he's got the referees on his side there.
No, and that ball, it looked a little bit in front of him. Again, Kai's throwing that ball a little bit too fast, and maybe not even to the receiver that he should have been going to.
No, definitely so.
But he didn't have a lot of time with a Pioneer defender right in his grill.
And here we go with the Rats ready to punt away. 10 yards back from the line of scrimmage at the 30-yard line. You see Jacobs there once again, kind of get that one off the side of his foot. Didn't get all of that one. And that one seemed to go right out, well, maybe not more than just inside the 50. Well, the 46-yard line is what I think I'd call that one.
Yeah, unfortunate for the River Rats not to get a good kick there. Really going to have to lean hard on your defense, and if I'm the defensive coaches, you may want to consider getting out of this man.
No, I was just going to say, where's the prevent defense on something like this? Because that's all we've seen is East Hope take a couple steps back, plant, and if he's gotten more than a second and a half, he's winging that ball downfield.
And you don't have enough time to get to him because he's only taking one step back and tossing it.
Yeah, you see that River Rat defense pulling back a little bit a little bit. They're playing them tough on those wide receivers up high. You got trips up high and then one wide receiver down low. With everything so spread out so much, I thought they tried to be clever there, hand that one off. Didn't quite make it, even lost a yard or two, I think.
Oh, yeah, and Pioneer is playing, you know, the odds. They know that Huron's going to come out and try to stop that deep pass, so why not try to catch him sleeping with a nice little draw play?
And again, regardless, if nothing happens here, they do once again get the ball at the halftime, so.
Yeah, and that call there, maybe they're trying to just keep the ball too. Last possession. We want to control the clock, not let the Rats get the ball one more time.
And again, they are up 19 points as well. Again, they might not want to be trying to rub anything in at this point either. Here's the ball hike to Easthope. Takes that step back and then chucks one up way high. A little bit of contact there. I feel like there's legs in that contact. I feel like both of those guys kind of tripped each other up, but wide receiver's going to get that call more often than not.
Yeah, and exactly. Especially when the ball is hanging like that, and both players are basically playing 500, and the call, like you said, is usually going to go to the receiver.
There we can see, again, defender was keeping his hands up while he was looking around, but all legs were just tangled up there. And that is going to be first down for the Pioneers. You see a couple of our hard-working officials right there.
Trying to get it right.
Of course, obviously.
No, they do a great job. And that last call there, I mean, it was away from us, but you can see the two players were tangled up the entire way downfield.
No, that's standard. When both those guys fall down like that, they're calling that for the receiver every single time. You'll see they'll start from the 34-yard line now, 1st and 10. Easthope scoots away a little bit, finds his man right in the middle. Nice catch going up high for it. Makes a couple of men miss. Almost gets through the middle one more time. That's Michael McMullen one more time. He's a slippery character.
Yeah, between McMullen, Nico Harris, I mean, there's some great targets out there for Easthope to find. And after they get the ball, they're dangerous.
Jacobs as well. One more of those players. You can see McMullen looking to the sideline now, looking for his route, looking for where he needs to be. Or they might be calling out some sort of blocking action. Just all sorts of wide receivers. Wide receivers everywhere on this play. Easthope works to his left, gets smacked for his efforts, tosses up into the end zone. I do not know how that rat did not come up with that ball. And he's frustrated with himself there. That was one of the very first ill-advised throws by Easthope right there.
Yeah, and that kind of looked like it was Donnell in the end zone that basically just misplayed the pass because he really had an opportunity to make the Huron sideline jump up and dance.
And Easthope got absolutely clobbered on that throw too. He's got to be talking to his guys like, hey, I need a little more protection. But again, when you're running 4 receivers and a running back out there, you know you're going to be wide open. You're going to be left wide open that way. Win some, lose some, I guess. Great play. Once again, the River Rats defensive line coming up stout, getting some hands up there.
And Ty Hill on that play. We were mentioning number 41 on the last drive, or possession, just didn't do anything. And there's another look at that interception. Misplayed totally. Got to get your hands out there and catch the ball, not try to put your body on the ball for what Donnell was trying to do there.
He was spinning around a lot in his defense, but yeah, you definitely want to see that one into your hands, especially in a situation like this. And about 1 minute, 13 seconds to go here. Hope you're enjoying all this action on CTN's Game of the Week. And the Rats finally bring Easthope down, again with bringing in the heat on that one. I didn't see a single man get blocked up front. The Rats were just all around Easthope.
And you can see Hill coming from the top side there. He beats 2 men to get to the quarterback. 2 plays in the 2 consecutive plays for Hill.
And he had another Rat coming in there, bounce off of him, and it was still Hill that pulled him down there.
Well, maybe that's why the Pioneers throw the ball so fast. I mean, protect that offensive line a little bit.
Could be onto something there. We got a timeout called here. I don't know who got that one. Probably the Rats, I think.
Yeah, they're trying to set up a fourth down defense, and they're trying to remind their players probably, let's play sound on this one play. This goes a long way of us getting back in the game.
No, you're definitely right about that. They're going to talk about keeping an eye on misdirection, seeing exactly where that ball is. Don't jump until you know where it's going.
And no penalties. I mean, it goes without saying, but you definitely don't want to jump off sides, and any type of defensive penalty can give the Pioneers a fresh set of downs.
Mm-hmm. You are completely right.
Nice turnout. Look at that.
It's the purple gang for the Pioneers. That's what they're calling their student section right now. They're looking stout. They're looking strong. As that Michigan sun is setting here on a Friday.
Perfect setting. I mean, this is Friday Night Lights action, Ann Arbor style.
There you see the purple gang again. They're into it. They've got that 25-6 lead. They're happy. It's Friday. Having a good time. And here we go with the Pioneers. Easthope gets the ball. There's that little bit of misdirection. Might be a little trick play, though. He's going back and throwing into 3 men, but his man gets into it. Caught for a touchdown, Pioneers.
Looks like there may be some tissue out there, and I don't know if there was a push-off or not. I saw something fly in the air, and you could see some of these officials coming together here. Let's see if we saw anything, Nick. Great pass, though, from the running back.
Great handoff, waits for his man to break loose, and there it is. That's that high throw. You're right, that flag came in from a mile away. That came in from that back corner judge one more time. Let's see what the end-up call is, though.
Well, it looks like it's gonna be on the Rats because the action has moved downfield. Did they keep the touchdown?
Touchdown still on the board. So now 31-6 for the Pioneers, and we'll see
Had to be a
our
defensive
kicker
play.
again.
Had to be a defensive penalty.
Friedenberg, once again, the junior kicker. Nice line drive kick through the uprights. She's a crowd favorite. Purple gang going nuts for her. You like to see that.
She's got a leg.
Oh, most definitely. I mean, she plays soccer, of course. She knows how to plant those feet. She knows how to get into one.
That ball's bouncing over, I think down Sile's street or something over there. But for the Pioneers, I mean, what can you say? They have a great playbook, Nick. I mean, that play there, great call on a 4th down.
Well, that's exactly it. And the guts to make this call on 4th down and long. Great catch. Great job getting up there, staying with it. Like you said, getting that triangle, both those hands up there. See that ball into those fingers. Just an outstanding catch. Great play, well executed, excellent catch. Everything you'd want from Coach Bellers right that one.
So was that Logan on the pass?
Yes, I believe it was.
So he's got a catch and a throwing touchdown. See if he can run one in too with a hat trick.
Don't tempt him. And now with 46 seconds left to go here in this first half, Pioneer kicking away from their 40-yard line. Just a high kick. Oh, kind of doinked off the Rat player there. I believe that he still made it up with it. Don't believe that player is used to receiving those kicks and probably not used to receiving them quite that fashion.
Yeah, when it comes off of that's why they say use your hands to catch the ball because it will bounce right off of your shoulder pads. And you saw that was very fortunate for the Rats to return and get that muff.
The Rats will start from their own 37-yard line. You see that funky, strong spin. He stepped into it, but just couldn't quite come up with it. Couldn't quite see it into the breadbasket.
Again, it looked like he took a peek and saw what was coming at him.
Which is unfortunate because there was nobody anywhere near him. He had a couple blockers in front of him, but that was it.
Looked like he could have made some hay with that. And right now, this is where the Rats probably want to just, I don't know, 44 seconds?
I mean, why not try to take a couple of shots with it here? They've had shown a lot of good opportunities with these quarterback options. Nice toss out to the deep side. There's Joseph one more time. And they can't hurt right there.
I think a couple officials saw something on that play.
You think so? There's just flags everywhere. I'm surprised that corner guy that was way down on the left end didn't throw one.
Well, that's just as good as a completion as well, and getting out of bounds.
Yep, exactly. Clock is stopped. They get those extra yards, and now the playbook opens up a little bit more. Still 39 seconds left to go.
Total hold on the inside arm from like an arm bar there from the number 4, the defender.
Yeah, Morgan Tinsley there. He knew that probably better make that play than let Joseph catch that and go to the house.
Well, it's not like the NFL where it'd be a spot foul. This is only a 15-yard version.
But still well worth it for the Rats. Here we see Ka from the shotgun once again. Wide receiver is wide. Nice pass up the split. Is that Hall right there? Nice. Nice catch. He barrels forward, gets another first down for the Rats, moves those chains.
Well, that's going to happen when you're holding on to the ball there, especially with that running back there. Hall doesn't like people holding on to him, and he's going to let you know about it.
And Ka just threw a dart to Hall on that one, too. I mean, that was just a line drive to him, hit him right where he needed to be, hit him in stride. Hall picked up a few extra yards, and like you said, didn't care for that extra stuff. Ka working his way away, tries to get away from those Pioneer defenders, and then just tosses it out of bounds.
Yeah, he's not his feet aren't as I wanted to pause for that penalty call there, though. His feet aren't as fast as East Hope's.
No, you're definitely right about that.
East Hope, he will slide to get out of the oncoming traffic, and it's just a bit lumbering action out of the Huron quarterback. He's a big guy.
Right you are. Oh, yeah, he towers over his coach there. Now, 22 seconds left to go. We got 1st and 20 for the Rats.
And they do have one timeout remaining, so if they're able to get a completion in the field of play, it'll stop until they set the ball, but they can, use one of those timeouts to get a shot at the end zone.
I'll be interested to see if they go for Joseph here, or maybe try to do a little trickeration here, maybe hand the ball off. Well, maybe not so much of that, seeing as everybody's wide on this one.
And you got Joseph right there in the slot.
Almost overshot Joseph on that ball, and we had some Pioneers racing to try to pick that guy up.
Not a real good form out of Kyle on that pass there. He kind of just flung it out there nonchalantly and really could have injured Joseph by tossing it so high.
And again, I mean, he looked like he was kind of throwing over some Pioneer players, but I feel like a more line drive, straight, dart pass would have hit his man just fine. Again, try to get him in stride, like he has been doing most of the night. Easy for us to say up here, though.
And a little bit of fatigue, it looks like, out of the River Rats. They're moving a bit slower than they were in the early parts of the game.
Yeah, and you've got to think that a fair amount of these young men are playing both sides of the ball as well. So again, those legs could be getting tired. It was a warm one today. There's that high jump ball, and I believe one of the Pioneers came up with that.
Oh, there's going to be some. Yeah, oh man, they're going to have to stop this. Got to stop this, guys. This is not the time or place for this.
No, again, those frustrations are running high. But again, you've got to keep that helmet on. You've got to keep your head.
Yeah, and you don't want this game to get called because a couple of hotheads. You're right at halftime, guys. You can take it in and cool down.
And I think that's probably what the referees are going to end up doing, is probably just say, this is halftime, go to your sides, and we'll try this again in 15 minutes.
And by the way, the Pioneers are celebrating. They are going to call it a half. And these two teams, they have some history. So anytime that anything flares up, parents, as well as officials, as well as the administrative staff, they're on alert.
No, you're completely right about that, as usual. I mean, it's alert is the best word for it. They know that of the history, they know what can go on in any sporting event between these two schools. So again, calmer heads will prevail. Officials, I think, are doing the right thing here. They're just going to call this one a halftime, I think.
And one of the things that about the stadium setup is that the visiting squad has to go right through the tunnel of the home team.
Enemy territory. Enemy territory.
And right after this kind of, fracas, it breaks out. That's tough.
And there still is showing 10 seconds left on the clock. We haven't gotten any sort of official word.
I wouldn't be surprised if they're trying to figure out which of those players might not be playing the rest of the game, because after the play, you saw number 10 for the River Rats get up and shove somebody, and they might not be playing the rest of the game.
No, you're right. You also saw a couple of guys pull their helmets off and then get in the mix.
Yeah, and you cannot do that. You leave the sideline with your helmet off, bye-bye.
Rats and the Purple Gang out there. Are those phones? Are they?
It's got to be phones. Everybody's turning on the flashlight on the phone.
We did not have that when I was in high school.
We didn't have a lot of stuff.
No,
I mean,
that's
put up a pager. What do you go? Beep, 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 beep.
Morse code to the guys across the field. Yeah, that's way less cool. It doesn't look as good as that. We'll have to check Twitter and see what the significance of all of this is.
Nice light show, though.
Yeah, it's almost like they're calling for an encore performance. The Purple Gang is strong for this game this evening. But again, the Rats. And just to reiterate, there is still 10 seconds left on the clock while those officials, as you can see on the right side of your screen or computer, there we go, now we're front and center with those four gentlemen, talking out probably, where we go next. Do we play this one out? Who's getting kicked out? Who's allowed to come back?
Well, now we'll take a look at it. You can see a couple players for Huron, 33, 18.
18 just in the middle of things.
But look at 33. He's way out of the play, and that's not a good look.
No, and he had his coaches in front of him. He has teammates ready to grab him and pull him off to the side. This game runs on adrenaline. I get it. I totally understand that. But I mean, so much of it is how you work that adrenaline, how you use that adrenaline as well.
Well, and again, these two teams, they have history. So, I mean, not just in the school history, the Ted Heisel Bowl, when Ted Heisel in 1969, when he came up with this idea of these two teams playing, he was talking about the pageantry. He was talking about, it's a good way for the students to celebrate each other. He wasn't talking about this ugly stuff here. And that doesn't have any kind of place in this rivalry. That stuff right there, that needs to get out of here.
No, again, because these are all Ann Arbor citizens. These kids, went to middle school together. Probably they play other sports, travel sports and team sports, club sports, things like that outside of the school. So yeah, they know each other.
And 5 years from now, they're all going to be hugging each other, talking about when I beat you or you beat me. And it's not about fisticuffs. It's about what happens on the scoreboard, because this is a competition. If you want to get into those other kind of sports, they have them. You don't have to fight in a football game. It's not that kind of game.
And still quite the meeting going on with the Zebras down there. We did just see the replay a moment ago. It really sure did seem like Pioneer came up with that interception.
Yeah, getting back to the play, I really think that was a great play from the Pioneers. I mean, here's a 500 ball up in the air. It was tapped, bobbled before it goes down to the ground, and you can see this interception. Look at this. Both players are fighting over it.
Even on the way down, both of them seem to have their hand on it.
And it looked like on that replay there, the Huron player was really just trying to dislodge the ball, and he gets hit from a Pioneer player coming in to get him off of his own player. So you can see both sides. They're really just trying to clean it up, and then it blows up.
Yep, and here's that angle there. I believe that's Peterson Santa. Yeah, he snagged it right away from on his way down.
And see right here in this play, somebody comes up right here, pushes him off. He takes exception.
And again, he thought he pushed the wrong guy initially.
But these are the two players there for the River Rats that really blew the thing up. If they don't come flying off the bench without their helmets, I think we're at halftime right now.
Yeah, at least that'd be no big deal. We got some unsportsmanlike conduct calls. Offsetting. And they are calling the interception for the Pioneers.
And somebody is objected because he did the old "you're out of here" motion. And this is something that Coach Smith and Bellers go over and over and over again, especially this week. We got to keep our heads in this game, guys, and it's not about what happens after a play. Take it back and win in between the whistles.
Yeah, that's obviously the greatest victory is what happens between those lines. It doesn't matter what you said, like the fisticuffs and everything else. It's about what happens on that field of play. That's the thing that you remember. That is where your greatest senses of pride will be. And sure enough, we got the Pioneers trotting out to the ball here, I believe. with only 10 seconds left, I gotta think they take a knee and then just roll into the locker room, right?
Yeah, and that was old school. They don't go over there. I think they have them over here at the new locker room, but I know that the Pioneers are on one side. It's usually the visitors still have the old school.
Yeah, I believe you're right there.
And if Huron doesn't have somebody on the 50-yard line, maybe put them on the goal line. Let's play a little bit of prevent here because East Hope's arm, it's long.
No, I think the prevent is that's definitely a well-taken point, but I can't imagine the Pioneers do anything short of taking a knee here. And, you know, even right here, right now, you got all those players, they'll be looking at each other dead in the face. They're a foot and a half from each other. You know, just take the knee, put the ball down, go to your locker room. You kind of got the victory stance right there. There it is. And that will run out the clock on this first half for CTN's game of the week here at Holloway Field. So far, we've got Pioneer 32, River Rats 6. Please stick around for all of our second half action on CTN's game of the week.
We want everyone in Ann Arbor to be safe. Which is why Ann Arbor has a law requiring drivers to be 5 feet while passing bicyclists, pedestrians, or wheelchairs traveling on the road. Most traffic lanes within the city are at least 10 feet wide, so give half a lane width of space for safety's sake. This is a good way to measure how much space is required. And if it isn't safe to pass, don't. Be cautious, be patient, and most of all, be safe.
back, everybody, to CTN's Game of the Week. We got football Friday night lights action. Kevin Bryant. We're also firing on all cylinders now up here in the booth. We had a few audio issues, but I think we're back running 100% all the way. And as we're waiting for the second half to start, Kevin, tell us about that first half. It's 32-6 right now, but I feel like it was really a lot more contested than what the score is showing.
I agree, Nick. I think that the way that both teams came out, I mean, let's get the great stuff out of the way. Connor Easthope is really good. I mean, we heard about him coming to this game that, you know, the sophomore quarterback, first game, he was upset that he didn't win. He tosses his helmet, and since then, the young man has just been gaining and gaining and gaining and growing. He's like a Geico commercial more. I mean, the guy's been awesome in the pocket. We've seen him moving around, 4 touchdown passes in the first half. Connor Easthope, he's going to be a nemesis for any team going up against Coach Beller's Pioneers. Now, for the River Rats, they did show up well. That points on the scoreboard isn't an indication of how they played. They're growing in stature, but, you know, they're going to have to learn how to finish off plays. They had a couple opportunities where, you know, third down wasn't kind to them, and they had to turn the ball back over, some errant punts, some penalties. You know, you got to clean that up when you're looking for your first victory in a couple seasons, Nick.
Completely true, 100%. And for me, the big, bright, shining spot for the River Rats is Ibrahim Joseph. Loved what you've seen from him so far. He's made some excellent catches. When he gets the opportunities, man, that kid can fly. And the quarterback, Ka, as well, has made some solid throws. The problem is, you know, his pocket's breaking down reasonably quickly, and he's not doing quite as good of a job as Easthope is getting rid of that ball as quickly as he could. But again, there's still a lot to build on for the Rats. Their run games look pretty decent as well.
Run game as well as the defense has been playing well. They've been putting hits on Easthope. Unfortunately, they're just one step away from getting a sack and one step away from knocking a ball down. The Rats have definitely made some great strides in the second year under the leadership of Broderick Smith. You know, talking to one of the parents at halftime, they really should be 2-1 coming into this contest. You know, one play away from winning that first game and very close to winning their second game of the season, up in that game until the fourth period. So different, you know, vibe out of the River Rats' entire program, Nick.
No, I think you're completely right about that. In years past, we'd see the Rats come out of halftime here, down 32-6, hanging their heads. You know, being frustrated, being angry, you know, maybe possibly even a little bit of giving up. But you're right. I think that, you know, Coach Smith has really instilled in them a never give up, never say die attitude, and we've seen it. I mean, they were taking their shots all the way down to the last play of that first half.
And now the bad. At the end of the first half, players from the Huron bench, they came out onto the field. We didn't check the number. We didn't get a chance to check the number of the player that was ejected. I believe it was 33, though. We had 2 players come out of the bench for Huron late in that half, just the last seconds, really. And it really put a bad taste in the River Rats' mouth coming out for the second half. Took all kinds of momentum and really all the air out of any type of balloon they were trying to bring back out here and get back into this game, Nick.
Yeah, again, they did have a lot going for them. Pioneer did score there at the very near end, but, you know, Huron was driving a little bit. They had some opportunities. They threw that jump ball at the end, and, again, that's when everything happened towards the end. But they were still moving forward, and they had stuff they could build on. And then, like you said, tempers flared, and we had that little bit of slowdown there at the end of the first half. But here we go, underway for the second half. Rats kick away, bouncing kick into the Pioneer end zone.
That was a live ball until it crossed over that G line.
Got a serious foot into that. That thing rolled, too.
Yeah, good bounce.
Fortuitous bounce for the Rats there. And the Pioneers will begin their second half coming up here on the 25-yard line, 20-yard line, excuse me. Now up 32-6. I'm curious if they tighten things up a little bit, kind of move away from this spread and try to hand the ball off a little bit more, or do you just keep going with Old Faithful slinging it around all the field?
I don't know. When you see those two guys right there, I mean, when it's Danico Harris and McMullen as well as Jacobs, I mean, those have been the targets. Mm-hmm. And it's 1-2. Let it go for Connor Easthope.
And they're once again on his right until that man's set in motion. There's the handoff. But as you mentioned earlier, and as we were coming back, that defensive line for the River Rats has been really strong. You know, if they're playing one-on-one, they're doing a great job of getting past their counterpart on that Pioneer offensive line and getting towards East Hope or getting towards that running back.
They use their hands well. Sorry about that, Nick, but you can see coming in, you can see the hands, and you can see pushing off right there and getting right to the ball was Cooper, the big defensive lineman, right tackle.
Yeah,
Got a lot of size.
Chance. Yep.
Oh, yeah, a lot of size on that defensive line for the River Rats.
Here we go, 2nd and 15 there. Deep ball once again on the right-hand side there. Up, and he goes, pulls it down, and he almost stayed in bounds there. Michael McMullen one more time showing what great hands he has, what great presence of mind. He went up over 2 Rat defenders, pulled that down, still tiptoeing along that end line.
Yeah, I want to see where the safety's coming in at on this play, Nick, because it looked like an opportunity. You can see
There
the
he is
safety.
coming
He let the player get behind him and then did not locate the football.
And yeah, and the DB just seemed to let him go as soon as he saw that safety coming over. There's no point in releasing at that point. You got to stay with your guy.
Well, again, there was no contact as well from the cornerback to slow the receiver down because these are timing patterns. They're 1-2, letting it go. And if the cornerbacks for the Rats could come up and cause some disruption in the pattern, maybe that defensive line could get to East Hope. Man, was that a penalty there?
And in the midst of that analysis, there was a roughing the passer penalty, so personal foul is going to move 15 additional yards for the Pioneers. That is now went from a monster play to a ginormous play as they are now in River Rat territory.
Yeah, and really, for East Hope, he is not just focusing in on one receiver. He spreads the ball around, so as a defensive back, you have to be alert all the time.
Again, you've called it. He seems to like to go to his right, but he has no problem scrambling out to the left side. And here was, look, he was dialed into that left side the entire way. Waits for his man, made that throw, and that's going to be a penalty every single time.
Yeah, and in high school, as well as college, when you're losing and you're getting beat as a defender, this is what you do. Mm-hmm. You yank them down.
Bring them down.
Because it's not a spot foul. You don't want to give up the 6.
And that's exactly what it would have been. If he doesn't commit that foul penalty, if he doesn't fall and bring his receiver down, that guy catches it and he just marches into the end zone.
Looks like that's Shannon. And it looks like he's grabbing at his leg area. That's unfortunate.
I wonder in the midst of those legs being tangled up if maybe he got kicked somewhere.
Hopefully it's a cramp. That's what it looks like they're going up towards.
And here's that sling up high right there. See that wide receiver never taking his eyes off it, going up. Yeah,
and you can see there, Nick, from our replay, right from the beginning, Shannon was chasing. So you got to get up, and if you're playing man, you got to get us some contact in that first 5 yards to disrupt the receiver and get him off of his pattern, because East Hope is throwing right to the pylon. Nice little fade pattern. If you can get in front of the receiver, your help is going to come over on the top side. You just got to do a little bit stronger job if you're a defensive back right now.
Right you are on that, because you called it completely correct. So much of their throws so far have been timing. Just waiting for it. Again, he has 2 quick steps, and they know that they're going to release after that and send their wide receiver on their way. So, again, disrupting that in any little way at the line of scrimmage, and maybe that's why they haven't gone away from the man defense yet, because they are trying to disrupt that any way they can, as opposed to playing in the zone where they're just going to let their guys run freely and throw to spots.
Well, we'll check it on this play here. You can see that the defensive, they're lined up right over the top of on the top of the receivers without any help. Mm-hmm. So if you don't get contact, you're beat right off the ball. And the easiest pass you can throw as a quarterback is a streaking guy there's no help. Mm-hmm. So you can lead the receiver, and each time East Hope is throwing the ball well in front of his guys.
No, he definitely has the look. He definitely seems to be in a great rhythm so far tonight. Here you go, East Hope under center for one of the first times this evening. Handoff there to number 6. 6 loses his first man, but then just runs into a pile of Rats. Brought down, and once again, excellent job by that defensive line of the River Rats to work together as a unit, bring those down.
And it looks like right there, that's why you don't see a lot of running plays out of the Pioneers. I mean, the defense, it's collapsing in, but the Pioneers don't do a great job of slowing down this defense up front. You see that right around. 42 goes right around number 22 trying to apply the block.
Here we'll see the next opportunity here for the Pioneers. Back in that shotgun stance. Catch and throw down the streaking wide receiver into the corner there. Just a little out of his reach.
And I was checking out that entire route, Nick, and you see the Huron defender immediately is in a chase mode. He is beat off the line of scrimmage, and it's an easy pass.
And he's still getting just wings
and
down there.
That's a penalty, really, because he was grabbing a little bit of a jersey, slowing the Pioneer receiver down, man.
Maybe they'll say that it was not a catchable ball, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, East Hope needs to get that just a little bit deeper, a little bit more inbounds into the corner. That could be
now let's
totally
check and see if this was catchable, because he's holding him. And you're right, it did bounce out a couple yards out of bounds.
And here we got 3rd and 12 from the 19 for Pioneer.
I wonder if the center of the field is where he's going to be looking at this time around.
Looking for that slant pass one more time. I believe we got a timeout. That'll be timeout River Rats. Oh, timeout Pioneer, excuse me.
And that right there tells me that the coaching staff up in the booth probably saw something. You know, immediately they call timeout as the right before the play was about to go. So if I'm the River Rats, change up whatever defense you're in.
Yeah, you can't go back to that one because now Coach Bellers is calling up the play to beat that
exactly.
defense. I think you can see Coach Bellers kind of in the end of that huddle area right there. There he is, popping his head out the middle. As you mentioned, second-year head coach for the Pioneers. U.S. history teacher as well.
I was going to say, he's in the classroom, and I hear from one of the Pioneer basketball coaches that if you're a basketball player and you're on his, you have one of his classes, you should stay awake because the coaches do talk.
Oh,
they do discuss who's taking a nap in their class.
As they should. And here we go once again, 3rd and 12 for Pioneer from the 19-yard line. East Hope taking a look at what looks to be a very similar defense that he saw last time. He could have some players pulling off the line there.
Yeah, and again, those corners are on an island.
You called it, and that island was dunked upon by Michael McMullen there. Almost a perfect throw, moving into that end zone corner, looking up over his shoulder, brought that in, but
there is a flag on the play.
Hey, you saw the official come over and tell McMullen almost immediately. Probably said something to the effect of, great coach, catch, son, but that looks like that was probably holding, which will give us 3rd and 24, or 3rd and 17, excuse me.
Yeah, you're right. Illegal man downfield on the call there. I thought that I wonder how you can have an illegal man downfield on a play that fast.
That quick, exactly.
That play was so fast. Let's look at the line of scrimmage. Oh,
there he is.
There they go. They're running downfield because it looks like he went to his other option as a quarterback. East Hope went away from the play call. He saw that his man could beat him up on top, and he goes away from the bubble.
There was a solid 3 linemen that were up downfield waiting for that screen pass, whereas East Hope saw his man McMillan open up left and hit him there instead.
And the River Rat defender, Smith, you got to locate the football next time. When that guy's eyes goes up, put your hands in the air.
There's East Hope scrambling away for his life from those River Rats. Still manages to get the ball away.
Great job of keeping his eyes downfield with all of that traffic in front of him.
Traffic in front of him, traffic behind him, traffic everywhere.
Little moxie out of that quarterback.
Quite a bit. Couldn't quite finish that throw off. Still came up just a little bit short on that throw. But again, yeah, he's getting chased down by multiple players.
Eyes downfield, and he keeps the ball high, ready to throw it. Good QB mechanics.
Yeah, his fullback was just completely overwhelmed once those Rats got into the backfield. And now we got 4th and 17 from the 24-yard line, and we are going to see some more Pioneer offense.
Well, I mean, this is a smart play here because definitely can't punt it for 8 yards if you're going to punt it through the end zone. You're only going to gain a couple yards out of a punt. Go for it.
No, right you are. I'm curious if they take a shot at the end zone or maybe just hand the ball off and do kind of a proxy punt in that regard.
And for the defense, they got to be clean here. No penalties.
There's that throw. Right, just laces it. Caught a little something for his efforts at the end there. That was an excellent throw by East Hope there. I mean, he threw that between 4 Rats defenders. There's really only one place he can put that, and he put it there.
There was good play by East Hope, by the receiver and the defender. I put the receiver last, but he did try to catch the ball. I mean, that was a big hit. For him to come up with that ball would have been an outstanding play. That was good football, Nick.
Exactly true. That's a great call. You can see that from a different angle there. Slows it down. Again, he puts that ball exactly where he needs to be. That free safety got a lick in right there.
Well, in slow motion, everything looks easy, right?
True.
Oh, he should have caught the ball. But you have to be seeing that defender flying right at you as well.
Yeah, things are moving pretty quick down there on the field. Speaking of moving quick, look at 75 get in there.
Oh, sometimes he forgets he's got to play.
That's right. You'll see the Rats' first possession here of the second half.
Got to be careful that those aren't, a lateral when you're throwing that fast. And sometimes you can see Joseph bows back to give a better angle for his momentum to be going to the line of scrimmage. Very close to being a forward lateral there, and more tissue.
I'm curious what the flag on this one might be. It's kind of in the area of what could have been a holding, maybe?
Oh, wow. Nice little legs on that guy.
Yeah, he's moving. He's trying.
I was wondering.
He's
you
trotting.
know, 40 time is a bit slow.
And we appear to have a Pioneer down on the field.
Yeah, I think that's a little bit of
Chadwick.
cramping, too. They're going right to that calf area. And there was so much stoppage of play in that end of that first half, a very long halftime. I'm not surprised to see this.
And again, to mention the heat and the humidity today, it was easily 78 degrees at kickoff, and the humidity was high. So, the fact that those muscles are cramping up, not shocking. Yeah, they tried to get the hands on the calves there.
And, those legs have been running all night long for Chadwick. I mean, he's been a busy guy. The Pioneers, their entire team, they've been on the go. I mean, they pass the ball. They don't do a lot of huddles. So they're on the move a lot.
And Chadwick, especially, again, playing both sides of the ball. He plays linebacker on defense. You'll see him as a halfback or fullback on that offensive sets. So, he's probably a little bit tired, cramping up a little bit. He'll get to the sideline, get some water, get some Gatorade. Won't be the last we see of that young man.
Looks like now it's a first down for the River Rats.
Yeah, wherever that penalty ended up, it was beneficial to the Rats. You see Ka puts his man in motion. That's Joseph in motion. Quick handoff there. Very nice going on the outside there. Joseph still getting past men right there. Eventually brought down by the Pioneers.
And Joseph's going to be a tired young man. He's had his hands on the ball all night long, and on that jet sweep there, you can really see why he has his hands on the ball. Guy's special.
Yeah, he's a guy that you definitely want to try to get to him as much as humanly possible. He's quick. He seems dependable. He's everything you want there for the Rats right now. Lean on that type of player.
And he's a senior, so he's got an added incentive in this contest. Last time he's going to be on this field playing against these guys.
You're correct.
This crosstown rivalry.
A play action pass by Cott. Oh, look at him go up for that. Just snagged that one-handed. He's breaking it down to the outside. Only got one man to meet. He's coming around the corner, though. Those Rat offensive players, though, got into him. Cott threw that up. That was just an amazing
Does he have the gloves on? He has the gloves on. I have to blame the gloves, but what Odell Beckhamish type of pickoff. Well, that was a play before, but we'll get to this pickoff because it was amazing, folks. He might find his way onto a CTN Sports, preview or something with that catch.
That could be one of the plays of the season for sure. He threw that up, and Jop just jumps one hand. I mean, he timed that perfectly. He even looked for what was behind him.
Wow.
One hand, and then got off to the races. Nice block up there by 20 as well. He turned that corner around the outside, got himself a few more extra yards, made a man miss. Before the Rats eventually bring him down. Great play there by Jop, excuse me.
Man, only a junior too. went up well, grabbed that ball with one hand. Nick,
Got some hops.
that was skills.
Keep an eye on him in basketball season, maybe.
Exactly.
That's a great job by Pioneer there after giving up the first down, getting that penalty, and now putting a stop to that River Rat drive.
So there was another penalty after the interception, it looks like.
Penalty on Pioneer, maybe
Maybe a little block in the
holding,
back.
block
Or
in the back could be.
I'm going to go out on a limb. East Hope's going to throw it deep.
Yeah, I feel like you take that or the field at this point because it's pretty likely.
Well, that, and you saw the fact that you had a quick change of possession.
Mm-hmm.
They're good at throwing the ball deep anyway. So if I'm Huron, again, they play a high risk, high reward type of defense, and they don't allow too much room in between of we're either going to stop you or you're going to beat us. And tonight, unfortunately, for the Huron River Rats, it's been a lot of Pioneer beating them.
No, they've done a great job in their front 4 or 5 against that Pioneer front 4 or 5. But again, they're half a step behind the whole time, unless they're running the ball, it seems like, and they just can't quite get to East Hope as quick as they need be.
And there seems to be a player down on the Huron sideline that is injured, and that's why the stoppage of play. It's right near the bench, and
yeah, it looks like it's just along the 30-yard line. They've got that Rat player down on the sideline.
it's got a helmet off, and they're coming and tending it to him. And no, unfortunately, our cameras are. Then there, we got a good shot of it right there. It's going to see our cameras on that same sideline, and with the players, you really can't see over the top of them. Don't want to speculate on what's going on down there.
No, it's hard to say. It doesn't look like a normal cramping issue, though. You know, they're not getting the hands all on rubbing down his calves or his thighs or anything like that.
And he's right on the sideline. Right on the sideline.
You've got some of the support staff over there with a shoulder sling. Certainly hope that's not going to be the case. Yeah, and I just wonder if, yeah, there he is.
Yeah, I wonder if it's a head injury, because nothing is going really on with, they're looking at any extremities or anything, and it's sort of like they're just trying to wait until they maybe bring a card out, and they are bringing a card out.
Yeah, well, it could be a head, or I mean, again, could be shoulder, collarbone, arm, possibly could have smashed his wrist against something. He seems like he's coherent. He seems like he's okay as far as being awake and seeing what's going on. He is kind of holding his ribs maybe too. He's got his hands on that midsection. But regardless, he's up, he's moving along.
That's a good sign.
And both sidelines are giving him the hand that he deserves. Could have just had the wind knocked out of him too. That's never a good feeling.
That's the worst feeling.
Man, I feel like you're going to die.
Where you cannot breathe for at least 20 seconds. Hey, look at that. Man in the moon. Got a face out there. Nice night for football, right? We need to put the CTN logo right there.
Yeah, I think we could do that.
Yeah.
A little post-production magic.
So, again, we've had really 2 big stoppages of play. One, at the beginning of the first half, and here, that was over 5 minutes long.
Mm-hmm.
Really got to be cognate of players getting injured right now, Nick.
Yeah, again, you got to keep that water flowing. Got to keep guys on the sideline moving. Nobody gets to sit still. Nobody gets to just chill or sit down. Got to keep those muscles pliable all during this time. And now we are back at it. 1st and 10 with the ball on the 43. Pioneer will get this drive moving.
And now it looks like the Rats do put some safeties back deep. And what does Pioneer do? They run inside.
And just in time for a Pioneer handoff. Makes it just across the 50-yard line before he gets smacked down. That's Logan Jacobs right there. Seen a lot of him this evening as well, between throwing the ball to him or playing that strong safety.
Another little jet sweep there. Some good blocks and a good burst.
Solid tackle as well, as we were talking about, getting both hands around somebody, wrapping somebody up, and then bringing them down.
It looks like Joseph was about to put it into high gear.
Yeah. There we go, second with 2 yards to go. Wide open playbook here. You can go deep, you can hand that ball off again. You can possibly even do any sort of quarterback keeper. But he got his man in motion. There it is.
Good call there, Nick.
East Hope just picks up just a few. Again, he's not the fastest guy out there, but if he sees something open, the way that offensive line is spread open, he'll get through and get a couple of yards. He'll get what you need out of him there.
And it's a smart play because he moves the chains.
On the 44-yard line of Huron.
And again, it looks like the Rats, they've changed around the way that this defense is looking. They're starting to put some safeties over top. I wonder if it's a little bit too late.
I mean, it sure seems that way. We've seen a couple of run plays here in this first possession here.
And now
for
you can
Pioneers.
see a safety like 10 yards off the ball. We didn't have that.
No. You're saying too little too late on this.
Yeah. It's
I mean, there's no guarantee the Pioneers don't go back to these long passes, but again, when you're up 32-6, it's not worth looking at some run plays. Wings it into the middle there.
Pass incomplete.
Danico Harris.
For Danico Harris. Brandon Ross.
He still likes looking for Harris.
Yeah, he does, but I like the way he throws the ball over the middle.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, again, it doesn't. A lot of the time, East Hope has people right in his face while he's throwing the ball, but he's not shy from a strong follow through. And if he's locked onto a target, he's going to release the pill.
Yeah, he's confident. He's confident in his throws, and that's what you want in your quarterback. That's what Coach Bellers, you see there. That's what he wants in his young players all around. Make a decision and go with it.
He was a starter on the JV team last year as a freshman. Comes up here and he's keeping it going.
There we go, deep one more time. Oh, doinked right off the noodle, the River Rat player.
I think that one was a bit underthrown there.
A little bit.
Yeah, and I thought I heard some tissue out on the field, but you can see East Hope, he just slings it out there. There was some contact there, but it was more of a bad pass.
Yeah, if he gets 2 or 3 more yards on that one,
Touchdown.
He's going to the house. But great defense by the River Rats. Again, you had 2 guys there, probably thanks to the way that defense is lining up, as you mentioned, and now they're kind of swarming that.
Well, I like the way Hill got his Smith, number 4, he got his body around that time.
Mm-hmm.
And earlier in the game, I commented how he just did not, recognize that it was a ball coming his way. Good job of adjusting.
And it seems like there was another penalty on the play. That one happened fast.
Yeah, because now they got a first down.
There's that pass right into the middle slot area once again for
You want to
Michael
think
McMullen.
that last penalty maybe of defensive holding
Could've
because
been.
because it wasn't a call to pass interference
No.
over there.
No, it definitely wasn't pass interference. I think you're right on the holding penalty. But again, I never saw that flag fly, but we were also breaking down the play after that. Nonetheless, ball's on the 27-yard line now. 2nd and 8 to go. Let's see, East Hope and Luke Rogers there, the fullback. Let's see, East
Again,
Hope
in no hurry.
No, why would you be? Clock slowly ticking down past the 7-minute mark of this 3rd quarter. And quick, slick handoff there. Gets the ball to Michael McMullen one more time. McMullen makes magic happen.
Yeah, McMullen, he's been catching the ball, really. I'm still waiting for our guy, Logan Jacobs, who's, no, was it Logan Jacobs? No, it was McMullen, wasn't it?
It was McMullen, yeah. He threw one.
Threw one in.
Yep. You see McMullen again, great.
So if he runs one in,
there it is,
trifecta.
the trifecta, the hat
He's
trick.
going for the hat trick.
You got East Hope scrimmaging, 1st and 10. Up under center, the rare up under center. Handoff, I believe, to Rogers right there. Cut through, right up the middle. I think that's Rogers' first actual carry of the game. He's been back blocking for his man.
Yeah,
That's
you can.
as traditional of a handoff as you're going to get.
Well, and you saw that big number 52 for the River Rats, Marcel Cooper, wasn't in. Great time for you to run up the center when you're that guy is not out there in the middle. Looks like his
3rd down, 2 to go, under center once again. Rolls out, tries, finds a man. Nice ball. Gets it, makes his man miss, and into the end zone.
What a block there. It's almost a crackback block, which might have been a penalty. And that's a new penalty for MHSAA rules.
Gotta say it slow.
Yeah, have to. Well, you'll see this block come in here, and if you hit a player with this block, watch that right there. You know,
it seemed like
one.
Yeah, he blocked his man into.
But his head was in front.
Exactly.
If your head is on the side, they're going to call a penalty.
Well, flags flew, so we'll see what the end result call is.
So was that a penalty on that play, Nick?
Seems to be, because they are not giving Pioneer those points. Not yet, anyway.
Personal foul appears
Nope.
an illegal block in the back.
There it is, personal foul, illegal block in the back. So we're going to see that play one more time. The ball comes out to that slot receiver. Nice reception getting back on that. Turns upfield. He sees the two players.
Yeah, his head was in front.
Yeah.
But the defender can't see him. That's why that's illegal.
Yes. Yeah,
and back in the day, great block.
Mm-hmm.
Too many people get concussions this way, folks. That's the way they're cleaning up the sport on this level.
And this is where it has to start. And here we go. Nice ball aired out right to the Rat defender, though. Catches it in the end zone, makes an attempt to get out. I'm not sure if he made it out or not.
I think he made it out of the end zone, but barely. That was a play. If he had it over again and on film session, take a knee.
Take a knee. Yeah, just barely made it out of the end zone.
Well, the one thing that the Rats have going for them is they have a big quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
This is quarterback sneak play right here all day long.
And I just wonder if he wasn't sure exactly where he was, if he saw some hash marks and
that
thought,
should have been a safety. Because he's bringing the ball out.
Yeah.
And he was going down to the ground before the ball crossed over there. That's a very fair spot right there based on that replay.
Yeah, the Rats will
because
definitely
his
take
hand
it.
was on the ground just before he went over the end line. If anything, that ball should be at the inch.
Right. Well, the Rats have got a long way to go if they want to make hay on this one.
Hey, Tony Dorsett did something back in the day right here on Monday Night Football.
Something to shoot for if you're with the Rats here. Handoff play right there, right into all the big boys. Not much of a gain if there is any gain.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that's going to have to be the call again. You're going to have to get some space. And unfortunately, don't gamble here. Because you gamble here and you're going to put yourself in a position where a safety.
Yeah, here we can
now
see
watch where his hand and his knee. Hands down.
Hands down.
And see where the knee is at?
Knees are down.
That's what I was talking about.
No, you're right.
Because the action is where he starts at. They spotted it well further than where he finished it.
Very fair spot for the Rats on that one. Not feeling very fair right now. You got a real tight, strong formation here for the River Rats.
And that's Hill under center.
Direct snap, little wildcat action.
Did he get out of the end zone?
He did not. That'll be a safety for the Pioneers.
And that was a gamble. When you're I know he's an athlete, but to put yourself 5 yards deep in the end zone when you know you're trying to just get a yard or two, that's a tough play for the offense.
Even the trick with the direct snap, the way it was going, that's not exactly what you want. He had a lead blocker, but I mean, again, the entire Pioneer squad was zoned in on what was going to happen there. And again, that was bunched on both sides. It was just a matter of who wanted that one more.
Anything, you go back to your playbook of spreading people out, maybe even doing a bubble. Because then you got one guy to beat, and then maybe it's off to the races. We've seen Joseph do a lot of good things when he's gotten his hands on the ball in space.
And Hill didn't get anywhere near back to the line of scrimmage on that one. And then he kind of
containment on the defense. Yeah, that's tough, Nick.
And with that score, that'll take it to Pioneer 34, River Rats 6. They're going to punt this one away soon. And I guess, Kevin, this is the point where we are legally obligated to discuss the fact that the Rats have not beaten Pioneer since 2002.
It's tough.
And it's tough.
That's the only thing you can say about it. I mean, there's really not a lot you can expand upon because they've gone through different coaching changes on both sidelines. So you have different sets of leaders, but the result has remained the same. You even have, a different athletic director now for the Huron River Rats. So, I mean, again, change of the folks that are doing the coaching, that's happened. You got changeover of the players. I mean, these guys, it's like we said in the open, Nick, it's been nearly 1,500 days since they've won a game.
Here's that proverbial ensuing kickoff there to the Pioneers. He takes it up the side, and nobody is going to even get a hand on Michael McMullen. That is another way for him to find the end zone, which would be a punt return.
I had him on my fantasy team,
That's
too.
good. You're doing all
yeah,
right
I
then.
picked him up.
Now McMullen hyped on that one, as he should be. He finds the end zone one more time this evening, and he's doing it every possible way, McMullen is.
So, I mean, it's a tough call who we can make for our player of the game from up here in the booth. You got all kinds of options on the Pioneer sideline.
And once again, McMullen just took it to the outside and put on the afterburners. Nobody even came close to him, not even once. If you're still live tweeting this, he is nothing but fire emoji.
I mean, bye-bye. He is gone. You give him a sliver. See ya.
Yep. And the point after attempt one more time here with Friedenberg. And that guy is good. 41-6 Pioneers. You can see him scoop that up one more time. Again, just gobbled that guy up like a shortstop, and then off to the races.
And not a lot of really blocks there. I mean, he just streaked up the sideline, Nick.
He saw an opening and he went for it. And, there wasn't a lot of direct line tackles on that because he was just gone.
National Athletic Association rules, there will now be a running clock. It will only be stopped for timeouts, injuries, penalties, and scoring.
And now we've got 4:22 left to go here in this third quarter.
Yeah, for the River Rats at this time of the game is when you're starting to look towards next week.
And, it's about building on some little things.
It is. It really is. I mean, for the Pioneers, they're going to be facing against Bedford next week. Another winnable game before they really hit those guys down the south of here, Saline.
Gotcha.
That's going to be what this season is going to be made upon. I mean, but Pioneers really getting themselves playoff ready.
And on that kickoff, it seemed like it was a high, not so much a squib, but just a high, bouncy kick. And the Rats definitely touched that one.
Well, they don't need to.
They don't need to, you're right. Yeah.
It's a live ball after 10 yards. And unfortunately for the Rats, I think this right here, you have to cover that. And that was a great bounce. You see that bounce? It was like one of those punts with the reverse spin on it.
Happy accident there is that one bounced right into special teams player for the Pioneers. Happy bounce for the Pioneers, less so happy for that River Rat who was looking for that thing when it hit.
Oh, man, it was perfect, though. Over the lineman's head, in between the back guy's head, bounces back towards the lineman. Yeah, you got to try to do that again, Mr. Kicker. That was sweet.
You're correct. Can't do that again.
I mean, there is a team that was on HBO a couple years ago that was running onside kicks on every play. If they can replicate that here, I mean, that was a sweet one.
Yep. And with the 35-point lead here for the Pioneers, we do have that running clock going down in the end zone.
Owen Aldridge, the ball carrier.
Now, see, this is the time where they've had coaching staffs in the past that didn't respect football. You can see both of these coaching staffs, they respect each other as well as respecting the game. You don't go out here and start throwing the ball deep and stuff like that. It's in your program, I understand. It's in your playbook. But you already saw in the beginning of the contest where things can get out of hand against a crosstown rival. You want to have a respectful win.
And Pioneers pulled out of that hurry-up offense. No more of that Peyton Manning stuff. They are going to the huddle. Looks like they probably will be running. Oh, just lost the grip on it.
Well, we said the running game is a challenge for the Pioneers.
And it continues to be so.
That's Owen Aldridge right there.
And it just seemed like he never really had his hands on that. I don't know, that might have actually been an issue with East Hope there. Maybe not getting that ball down into his gut where he needed to be. It seemed to be a little bit high. Couldn't get his hands around it. Never got his hands around it. And that ball just skipped out right to 2 Pioneer defenders.
Well, and I've seen Aldridge a couple years playing in the junior football leagues. He's a linebacker. He's never really been a running back. So, I mean, this is the time where the coaching staff rewards some players. Unfortunately, he wasn't ready for that ball, I think.
And again, you know, you got to give it. I mean, if he's not used to that sort of thing, you got to give it to him where it absolutely needs to be. It can't be a few inches too high. It's got to be right there in his gut. Otherwise, something like that can go wrong. And here we'll see what the Rats can pull off. Kind of a low snap there, and the toss over to his player there. Almost makes it back to the line of scrimmage.
Way too many lookout blocks from the lineman there. I mean, the running back had no opportunity from the bad snap to, you know, a half toss to him. That's a challenge to get back to the line of scrimmage.
And that was Braden Rawls that just barely did get back to the line of scrimmage on that one. Ball stays on the 35-yard line for the River Rats.
Looks like one of the River Rats is limping back there. Brandon Rawls in a huddle. You can see him in the back there. He's favoring that right leg.
Could just be a little bit more of that cramping as we've discussed.
That's a tough guy not wanting to come out of the game after a score like this, right?
Got to take these opportunities where you can get them. See tight formation there by the River Rats. Back into the shotgun. Handoff comes near side to us, but brought down immediately by that Pioneer D lineman. Great job getting in there. Two-handed tackle, brings his player down.
Yeah, it's tough right now for the River Rats to stay into the game mentally. These guys are looking at the scoreboard. They understand that this one's not meant to be. And you can see that the body language isn't there, the energy level or execution that we saw in the first half.
No, you're right. But like I said, you know, this is an opportunity for some of these players. This might be the only opportunity they get to prove themselves for next week, for 2 weeks from now. This is their chance to shine, you know, and for themselves in their career moving forward. So they got to make the most out of it. Costill in there, throws it up the middle. His man is falling as he threw that down.
Yeah, it was a tough pass there because not only did the offensive player fall down, he really wasn't open.
Right.
I mean, that pass, if it was thrown near where Kyle was looking, it could have been picked off.
No, you're completely correct about that. That was inadvisable throw. And speaking of Kyle,
and that's bad news for the Rats because he was sidelined last week, and their backup quarterback is not really a passing threat. So that limits the offense, and you can see him. He's not happy.
No, he's in a hurry to get off that field as well. You know, he wasn't sitting around waiting for people to come and ask how he is or, you know, rub his leg or give him some water or ask him questions. He got off there immediately.
And the attitude of not being pleased with the win, that's something different out of the Rats right there as well. I mean, to be happy with the win, that's something that set in over the years. And that's something that the first thing that Coach Broderick Smith set out to do was change the culture upstairs in the heads of all the players.
Starts with the mentality. You're completely correct. You got to have that mentality. You got to have that football mentality. And there's the punt away for the Rats. Did not get too far. Very high punt. Maybe a difference of 14 yards there?
Yeah, the kicking game, it really hasn't been something to hang your hat on as well for the Rats. I mean, that's something that you can really improve upon. All you're doing is dropping the ball on your foot and kicking it.
Right.
You got to do a better job of that. On this level, you can't live with 14, 15-yard kicks.
And special teams are so critical in high school sports.
Oh, I mean,
so
it's huge.
And that will be the end of the third quarter here at Holloway Field. Pioneer leading 41-6. Stick around, we'll be right back.
Yeah. And they have mismatch day. They had it like it's coming up or it just passed. And I thought to myself, isn't that every day for this age? I think she's mismatch day every day.
Pretty amazed by some of the clothes I put the baby in that I think are going to be cute, and then I'm like, what was I thinking?
Did you know that CTN welcomes the members of the Ann Arbor City Council to Ward Talk?
What is the interest of the community? What is the turnout?
On the third Wednesday of every month, a different representative from one of the city's 5 wards joins us in the studio to discuss matters important to the people and government of Ann Arbor.
The push to educate the community about the importance of this, it's not to be punitive at all. It's a really good thing.
Remember to join us for a new episode every third Wednesday of the month. We want to hear from you. Email us at ctn@a2gov.org. Attention, Word Talk. You can also follow CTN and ask questions on Twitter at twitter.com/CTN in Arbor. We will make sure to include your questions.
Submit your questions for the next episode of Ward Talk by emailing ctn@a2gov.org or visiting our Twitter page at CTN Ann Arbor.
And welcome back, everybody, to fourth quarter action for CTN Sports Game of the Week. Nick Wisniewski here with me, as always, Kevin Bryant. Kevin, fourth quarter coming up here. We've got Pioneer about ready for another drive. Tell me what the Rats have to gain from this fourth quarter here now.
Really, Nick, some good feelings, some good thoughts, good plays. One play at a time. Put some good tape out there for each and every player. You were just mentioning at the end of that third quarter how this might be your only opportunity to get out on the field if you're a River Rat. Even if you're a Pioneer, make the most of it.
And, things for Pioneer to build on as well. We've talked about their run game hasn't looked especially great so far this evening, so they're probably going to be pounding the rock here this fourth quarter. And there's a big opportunity right there for Pioneer. First down, move the ball down to the 31-yard line.
And part of that running game, Nick, is learning how to get your fits on your blocks up front. So it's a great opportunity for not just for the play, but for the coaching staff to get tape, to coach these guys up in film session, to let them know where they need to be, especially in this run game, because when the state playoffs get here, you're definitely going to need that when the weather changes and things like that, and you need that tough yard.
Completely correct. Try to do a different way, a little toss sweep there to the halfback. Flag on the play. Curious if there was a little bit of a hold moving on there down by one of the Pioneers.
Yeah, it looked like number 24 had a lot of jersey trying to slow down the Huron defender coming in, and Sadu may be called for that hold.
Holding on Pioneer.
You see that nice little toss, though. Had a lot of blocks out front there. But apparently one of them was not exactly legal, shall we say.
I was thinking just too much hands.
Yeah.
It wasn't look like they had any jersey there, but too much open hands on the defender.
And here we go after that penalty. We'll have 1st and 20 from the 43 now for Pioneer. Curious if they air it out or if they stick with this ground game.
Yeah, either way the clock's going to run, right?
Right. East Hope under center. You got that toss sweep over there. I believe that's Jacobs with that reception there. He picks up a couple of yards. I'm sorry, that was Karamba Kaba on that. That's number 7.
And you could see some initial good blocks on the edge there when Kaba tried to cut it upfield. He did get some strong yards there after the first contact, but you want to see some more blocks right up there. You saw 73 and 60. Find a man.
That's what one of the big problems you have with that HB toss is your guy starts out so deep. It's tough to make up those extra 5 yards and then keep plowing forward if you're not getting those blocks exactly where you mentioned.
Yeah, and it's not a sustained block that you have to have. You're just trying to really putting your body in position to shield your the defensive player away from your offensive running back.
And now we've got 2nd and 23 here for the Pioneers. East Hope continues under center. Maybe we want to get him used to that positioning. Snapped off tackle right past the center. He grabbed a couple.
I'll tell you, East Hope, I mean, he's impressed me. Not just being able to throw the ball, but the variety of things he can do. And this is just another thing in his repertoire of getting up under center. You see a lot of kids nowadays, when they're playing these 7-on-7s, they're not accustomed to getting the snap and handling the ball. He has good hands for a quarterback.
And, you know, the way he handed that ball off was textbook. I mean, if we can go back and see that, you know, he turns around, holds it out, stiff, strong arm.
Shows it.
Shows exactly where the ball is. Again, he's getting that work in. East Hope up to the line, 3rd and 18. Looks for his man, might have possibly been a busted play, a little confusion, still finds his guy. Even after that initial confusion, even after that initial unsureness, he still had the presence of mind to turn around, find his player streaking up the middle, and take his shot at him.
That's what we're just mentioning, how heady he is. I mean, he steps up in the pocket, but he doesn't look to run. This is a young quarterback, folks. Most young quarterbacks, he is patient in the pocket, very composed, and stands tall, fires a ball. Didn't throw a great ball there, but at the end, it's the footwork to get there is what the coaches are going to applaud.
Composure's the word for it, because he sidestepped that River Rat defender that was coming at him. Just that quick sidestep, and then he can take that one step forward to try to chuck that ball. Yeah, absolutely. And Pioneer's about to punt this one away. 4th and 19 from their 38.
And again, the Pioneers just milking that clock all the way down, take the penalty, and move it back 5 yards, and then kick it. They're playing the clock. And so, I mean, some people, oh, this is boring football. This is the respectful way to end a game when it's in pocket and you don't have things pop off. You don't have tempers flaring because you're not rubbing it in the face of your opponent.
Smart. No, it's smart football. Like you said, it's textbook. It's the way it should be. Punt gets way high, almost knuckleballish punt. Not a lot of spin on that guy. Bounce back, take a rat bounce up towards the 30-yard line. Didn't quite make it there. Be about the 26, 27-yard line where the Rats will scrimmage momentarily.
You want to see who comes out under center for the River Rats after Ka went down on the last play.
Could it be
that last series?
London Dottery? Is that their backup?
I mean, Joseph looks like right now he might be under center.
Yeah, why not? He's done everything else tonight.
I mean, best athlete.
You're completely correct about that. And you're right, it will be Joseph, not under center per se, but in that shotgun. And also in a crazy turn of events, he's got 4 wideouts. They either spreading the field for him to run, or they really want him to find somebody to throw to.
Oh, straight Wildcat right there. I mean, run-pass option, of course, but I like the Wildcat because once this guy has his shoulders parallel to the line of scrimmage, he's tough to bring down.
Timeout was called there, I believe, by the River Rats.
I think so, and I'm not sure if they were in an illegal formation, and it looked like they were when you were mentioning 4 receivers to one side, and Coach Smith immediately called a timeout before they set that play because he doesn't want another penalty here.
No, again, they want to try to build on any positives they can here in this 4th quarter. 7 minutes left to play, still a few opportunities for them to do the right thing over and over again and build offensively and defensively as well.
And now it really is a challenge when your starting QB is on the bench for the River Rats.
Yeah, it limits your playbook greatly. You know, like you said, you've got possibly your best athlete out there getting hikes. You don't want him to get hurt.
No, and I call Wildcat because now you don't even have to have you got 10 blockers in front of you basically.
That's a great call.
If they're going to block.
Unfortunately, Pioneer knew that as well.
Did the ball come loose there? I mean,
sure,
it's a
Pioneer
little scramble.
seems to think it did. I mean, there was
it looks
5
like
black
he did.
and purple jerseys, and they did. Somebody got their hands on that. Somebody popped that guy out.
And I'm going to go out on a limb and say 77. Lee
Look
was
at
with
all
the
those Pioneers. Again, just, I mean, they shot every single gap in that offensive
Oh, and you
line.
can see the ball right there. Good shot, camera guy. I mean, you can see it just roll out. Not sure if the player was down yet, but the ball was definitely out.
And there was nothing but Pioneers down there on the ground. Of course, they're going to come up with it. You can see a little bit of a different angle. Great shot there. Oh, yeah, it popped out and it came along that other defender's back. And then the D lineman just snagged it off his teammate's numbers. Great angle, great shot there.
Yeah, and the official saw it immediately, tossed the beanbag out to show that it was loose.
The official kind of saw it, but our camera ops down there were
You're going to give it to
money.
them? Yeah,
oh,
of course.
Hands off to Owen Aldridge.
Hand off there to Owen Aldridge one more time. Picking up a little positive yardage there for the Pioneers. Picked up about 6 yards on this one. You can see that one more time. Again, ball gets knocked out, pulls it right off his player's jersey, and then falls down on it.
It looks like from the snap, he was going to pass the ball because he's looking up and trying to gather the ball, and it just blew up in his face when there's 3 defenders on top of Joseph.
He might have just been looking up because he had so many dudes coming at him, though.
Again, it was a lot of lookout blocks. Look out.
You got another halfback for Pioneers.
And it's going to be a hold. That was the easy call on the outside. Right here. You can see number 4 getting held.
Yeah, little block in the back, little hold there. That'll move the scrimmage back a little bit. It'll be 3rd and 3 to go here for the Pioneers. Clock continues to tick down. 4:47 left to go here in this ball game.
And now up under center for the Pioneers, it's going to be Dave Brines, number 16. He's a senior. Different quarterback. East Hope definitely has earned an early shower.
100% correct. You can go and just hang out, get some water. Maybe actually he can have a seat. He's earned it. Brian's staying under center, though, likely to see just a bevy of handoffs. Or not, rolls out, finds that halfback wide open in the middle there. Makes a move to the outside. Gratz cannot bring him down.
Boy, Lee he did not go down. Luckily, the sideline helped out the River Rat defender, and Lee is excited.
Lee caught that one in stride, made a couple of people miss, and was just on his way. Wide open. Of course he's excited. Look how open he is.
Well, you see that play a lot of times on the goal line where you'll bring a far side running back up underneath and slide him right into the path of right into some open field, really.
Brian's taking the play call into the huddle with his teammates there. Making sure his players know where they're at, know where they're going. Last second play calls, last second positioning. High snap to Brian's.
Good hands.
Great job working away from that defender.
Smart.
He did the right thing there.
Smart.
He lost that initial guy. Broken play. Rather than trying to do anything crazy, toss it, or even trying to run anymore, just fall on it, call it a day.
Well, watch his hands right here. High snap, but he didn't just try to catch it. He slowed that ball down and tapped it to himself, man.
Knocked it down. That's all he could do at that point.
Had the glove on his left hand, slapped it down with the ungloved hand, and caught it with the ungloved hand. That's some good hands right there. Watch this. The glove is on the left hand, folks. 1, 2. Nice.
Great job bringing it down. And look at that River Rat knocked down that offensive lineman immediately. Just put him right on his backside and was in Brian's grill immediately. That's that toughness that you like to see coming through the fourth quarter right there.
Oh, exactly. Fumble. Oh, no. He's gone. Wow. That was a couple broken tackles there, huh, Nick?
More than a couple different broken tackles.
John Jones.
And that will be another touchdown for the Pioneers. Let's go back and see that one again.
And 40 isn't on our roster, but we heard the PA announcer say that was Jones, number 40.
Great job of breaking that initial tackle, and then that nice little juke move off to the right, that little slide step to the right. Once he got away from that third defender, he was off to the races.
That's our favorite kicker.
Yeah, maybe she'll make it into some CTN end of the year stuff.
I mean, she's got a great leg.
Steady Eddie right there.
A lot of local people, kickers. They're in some. No, that's not a kicker. That's in that one commercial they have for Nike. It's a linebacker.
Okay.
From Brian Block.
Okay.
And now we got another female player. We might have put her.
She might be next.
CTN spot, man.
That's right.
I mean,
that's right. Wait for her time. Once again, Timmy Fraudenberg there. Yeah, again, just putting the dot on the exclamation point after all of these touchdowns.
In 2 weeks here, or you can follow the team to Bedford next week. Next Friday.
and if see the difference with the 35-second or 35-point rule is you get running clock during normal play.
Mm-hmm.
If it gets over 50 points, we don't stop at all.
Runs no matter what.
Yeah. And you see the stands are, filed out empty.
Emptied out. On to the next cool thing for Friday night for the River Rats. High kickoff there for the Rats. Catches it and moved. That was pretty similar to the last kickoff that we saw. The onside, not onside kick.
Yeah, it's not a squib either.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they just pop it up in the air, and it's kind of it's a great spot for the kicking team to go down and grab that ball because it just drops before the deep men get to it. And the way the spin is on that thing, it kicks back towards the lineman.
Yeah, why not? Why not keep giving it a try? Again, that's one more thing that they can work on because they never know when they might need that moving forward. Again, like you said, your Bedfords, your Salines, or your Monroes, or whoever they see in the next upcoming few weeks.
Yes, and they definitely probably have had some coaching staffs for those teams in the stands watching that. So that's for Coach Bellers, this whole second half, he's really been holding that playbook close to the vest because he definitely didn't need to share any of the golden plays that he's saving for those Hornets or those kicking mules.
But again, still working on some different stuff, putting his quarterback under center, which you rarely see. Working on that run game as much as they possibly can. So there's still things to be progress to be made. And there you see Joseph once again with the ball, coming out from it.
That was a face mask. That was easy. But, again, you said it, Nick. When Ka goes out of the game, playbook really shrinks down for the River Rats. Unfortunately, their backup quarterback situation isn't something that they've been working on.
Mm-hmm. Great job by Joseph there to actually receive that,
saw that?
very low, bouncy,
You saw that?
bouncy reception there. But, again, he is a wideout. He plays some DB. He's used to picking things up off the ground.
I don't think that ball hit the ground. It looked like he just caught his fingertips it right off me.
It was low regardless. It's not something you really want to be a part of. And 1:10 left to go here in this matchup from Holloway Field.
Kind of looked like that was a penalty as well, too, right? Or
I
the
think
face mask.
I
The face
think
mask
face
moved
mask
it.
came off
Okay,
on
yeah.
that one. You see Joseph one more in the I formation. Gets that, goes out right. Nice little option read toss there to 34. Mako Hall. We haven't talked about him in a minute.
Not in the second half.
Yeah.
I mean, because Huron really hasn't had a chance to develop any type of running games or plays. The second half really has been all Pioneer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've saw them possess the ball, score the ball. It's been, now the scoreboard is a reflection of the, manhandling that the Pioneers have put on the River Rats tonight. In the first half, I really couldn't say that with a lot of, conviction because the Rats were still playing a really tough game.
Definitely, yeah, the second half, like you said, the score is definitely reflective of what's going on. And as usual, we would like to thank everybody that makes this broadcast possible. Our camera ops out there, Natalia Tejada, Robert Hornbacker, Chloe Hill, Dana Demha, all on camera. Audio and replay will be Jason Broniak, and our director is Rob Cross. And that will do it for this matchup of the Pioneers versus the River Rats. Pioneers come away with the victory 48-6. Kevin Bryant, last thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I can't wait to see this young quarterback for the Pioneers again, Colin Easthope. I mean, he shared with us a repertoire of things that he's not just going to build upon, but going to excel at. I love the way he commands the offense. And also, on the defensive side for the Pioneers, they played a good job. They really slowed the River Rats down on that running game. They stepped up and tackled well. As far as the River Rats are concerned, they got to play a full game. They're going to have to learn how to close things off, and some of those sloppy penalties, composure things, clean that up as well, and put it all together before you're going to get off of the snide on this losing end. Both programs, though, they're looking up.
You're completely correct. Trending upwards on both ways. You saw the ringing of the bell over there for Pioneers, something they've been doing an awful lot, definitely an awful lot in this rivalry. Once again, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in to CTN Sports Game of the Week. For Kevin Bryant, I'm Nick Wisniewski. We'll see you next time.